Yo, what's going on? Appreciate all y'all. Shit. That was happy. I appreciate what's going on. Appreciate all y'all for coming through in the building. What's good? And we got a hot one for you today. And because we definitely got to discuss this, what's been going on, because recently in the past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of accusations of black men wanting to secretly be white men. It's been directly said out of people's mouths, just like that. So because of that, today we're going to discuss a very important topic, and I have a special guest as well with me as we go through a few things that are accusing black men of trying to be white. What's going on? Go ahead and introduce yourself, and thanks for coming through, and we'll go from there. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, what's up? What's up? This is Spiritual Logic, aka Hawk, Spiritual Hawk, Logic. I go by many names over here. I'm the Bible guy, but I'm not the church guy. Get it right. But yeah, I got a channel, man. I'm all about men. I'm all about dominance. People think these things are different from the Bible, but they actually are supported biblically. That men take control of their families, their lives, their economics, all of that. So this topic is going to be fiery because you can't trust no woman telling a man about anything.
Yeah. And to be fair, we're not just going to deal with women telling men this. We're also going to deal with other men telling black men that are trying to be white too. But we're going to, of course, build it up. And how I wanted to start this off before we really get into it. There was an article that I came across. I wanted to start this thing off with before we get into the actual clips and things like that of people throwing these crazy accusations. We're going to read this article real quick, then we're going to give our input on this, and we're going to keep going. So once again, appreciate all you guys for coming through. Hit the like, hit the share, and all that good stuff. And once we do this, we're gonna talk about this joint. So I might not read the whole article, but it's just some things I wanted to point out here. So we're gonna start off with this. This is from The Guardian. Every movement I've been in has been infected by patriarchy. An extract from Elisa Garza's book. The co-founder of Black Lives Matter recalls the coffee making that kickstarted her activism. Okay, so let me just read. We're gonna read this real quick, and we'll get into it. It's a black woman, by the way. All right. I've spent much of my life fighting patriarchy, even when I didn't know it. All right, this is a black woman saying this, okay? She's fought Oh man, it's going. All right. When I was a kid, my dad used to drink coffee like his life depended on it. He would wake up in the morning and drink a cup, lighten with half and half, and sweeten with 3 packs to equal. I knew how to make it expertly, and so did my mother. Lynette, make me some coffee was the common phrase in my home. Sometimes it would come for me, Alicia. My dad would bellow, "Make me some coffee." I hated hearing it. Something about the demand to drop everything and run to the kitchen and make an able bodied man a cup of coffee made me angry deep in my spirit. I was a child, so it wasn't like I was doing anything important. But in my 8-year-old mind, that was the point. My mother did everything in our home. She made sure the bills were paid, the house was clean, we were fed and taken care of. My dad ran the family business, which was also hard work. But in my mind, he spent most of his time telling other people what to do. And we spent most of our time doing it. And it insists me each and every time. One day I responded to my dad in a way that I haven't before. Quote, "Make it yourself," I yelled from my room. Needless to say, it didn't go over well. I'm pretty sure I was grounded and continued to make cups of coffee for my dad on demand. I'm pretty sure you got your ass beat, but that's a whole nother. All right, but for me, it was a punishment well worth taking. Every social movement I participated in has been infected by patriarchy. When people come together to solve problems, they do not automatically become immune to the distorted ways societies and the economy are organized. We bring the things that shape us consciously and unconsciously everywhere we go. Unless we are intentional in interrupting what we've learned, we will perpetuate it even as we are working hard for a better world. We read a couple more. As an
Bruh.
organizer, yeah, I know. You know what? Let me see it. I really wanted to point out the coffee thing. That was it. We ain't gonna. Yeah, we're gonna stop right there. Yeah, that's what I really wanted to point out. So what we have right here is a co-founder of Black Lives Matter complaining about the patriarchy, specifically coming from a black man who was her father paying all the bills in the house. Used to tell her to make a cup of coffee. Let's just go right to what are the problems that you see with this article so far, Spiritual? Go ahead, bro.
Well, first of all, this woman is in a house that's paid for by a man that she has everything. Like the mother is working within the infrastructure that the man created, and she doesn't realize that. But first of all, let me address this Black Lives Matter. That's a red flag right there. That's a transgender group. That's straight LGBT all the way, feminism, all of that. So we already know that these people are liars. All right. When you hear a woman talking, they're lying. They know who's responsible for their well-being. They know who's in charge. They just hate that because they feel entitled to just be in charge because you know society. It's really society making your father a cup of coffee puts a roof over your head, allow the clothes on your back is the least you can do. And the fact,
Exactly. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I'm just saying it's you got to light up to this, man. You got to light up a J or something to listen to this
Wow,
crap
you
because
read my mind because that's exactly what I go. Because I'm looking at this shit like, hold up, the nigga he runs the family business. Of course, when you run a business, you're gonna tell other people what to do because that's why you're in that position because you know how to delegate and tell people what to. That's the job of a business owner. But to somebody else who's from the down looking up, it's look like he's just commanding people. No, he's making sure things are running straight, just like in his business and in the household. That's what a man's supposed to do. And what's going on
fact,
right now is black men are being accused of quote unquote trying to be white men or trying to become in the patriarchy because they want order because they're in control. But we can see right here from a young age, they're looking at this shit like, I don't need to listen to you despite that you're paying for everything. I don't want to make you a cup of coffee. I mean, you're literally talking about she sparked a whole movement against patriarchy because she had to make a fucking cup of coffee in the house that a man was paying for. I don't
bruh,
understand this. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
First of all, a man, white men do not own patriarchy. Men
Uh-oh.
build society. Men, you know, I don't care who it is. Like men, at some point, yes, black men have taken a weak position in society, in terms of competing with the dominant uh, people in the society. But it's men. Patriarchy simply means that men run society, and women have no problem listening to the white man. But when her father, the white man, will tell the black woman, suck my dick if you
At the
want a job.
office. Shit. At the
Your
office.
father, your father says make a cup of coffee. He provides food, clothing, and shelter. You got a problem with it. So we see the dynamic here. Now, I tell many people about this, about women, particularly black women, will submit to their bosses but won't submit to their husbands and or their fathers. And this shows me that women are capable of submission. They just don't want to do it because they do it fine when they're in that office trying to get that job.
That's a good point. Real quick, let me read the super chats real quick. I want to appreciate you guys for all coming through, man. Shout out to Sir Tyson in the building who said, salute with Miller Hulk. This woman's a pure Marxist, evil, and you could tell by how Roland Martin appears with Ice Cube. I didn't even know she appeared on Ice Cube. I didn't even know who this was. Actually, we actually have a whole nother clip we was gonna play, but I saw this article and I was like, yo, I gotta get this first too. Shout out to appreciate you, there's a couple other people in the building. Vale from the land. What up, man? She said, and she Nigerian too, Ramil. Exactly. This is spreading a whole across the world. Nobody want to serve men, but they want the benefits of the man. This has become a worldwide. Shout out to BG. What's going on? He said, was Shaka Zulu or Mansa Musu trying to be white? Question mark. Even a plant would dominate every space it can. Funny how women don't complain when they are in charge. A good point. Yeah, man. So you just brought up a good point. Patriarchy is not. It's in line with that last super chat. Patriarchy is not owned to a color. This is like the same thing when people say, "Oh, you're trying to be successful, so you're trying to be white. You're trying to be
Right.
you're trying to be get a good job, or you're trying to be an entrepreneur. You're trying to be white." We people are acting like success belongs to a certain color or leadership belongs to a certain color. I don't understand this, and it just doesn't make sense to me. What about you, bro?
Yeah. Yeah. See, in other cultures, and I don't even like bringing up other cultures, but I do because smart people do what works. And other cultures realize the hierarchy when you want to
And
compete with
Falcon
other.
Black said Master Musa was trying to be Arab. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, look, other cultures realize that they have to have that patriarchal structure to compete because we know that women are irresponsible with money, they're irresponsible with choices. They don't when women are in charge, their culture and your society will fall. Black people are a case study for that if I've ever seen one. So just reverse engineering what works. We understand that every culture that has a patriarchy is a dominant society and have a dominant culture to compete. So I don't know. Women live in fantasy land because only in this country is a legal system screwed up that said women have equal rights, or in my opinion, they actually have superior legal rights because they have no accountability, but they have authority. This is why the kids are destroyed. Women just want to run things. See, they want men doing things in the background. This is why I tell dudes stop simping, stop being a trick, because they want you to assume the role in the background while they take the figurehead. They want to be the boss
They want to be okay.
for
Yeah, good.
show, for
Yeah.
show. But they don't want it to be seen. They don't want nobody to know that it's you. They just want to take
They
all the
don't want to
credit.
do the heavy lifting, but they want you in the background doing this
Right.
to them. But in the front, they want to take all the. And that's the problem I have. Like, because if that's the case, if you want that responsibility, you know what I'm saying? If you got to take everything that come with it. And what I find is that even when you put these bitches in leadership positions and they are fully responsible for the shit, when the
Right.
shit hits the fan, okay, why did this go wrong? Why did that wrong? It's always somebody else's fault. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yep.
the thing. They want the man to take the blame for the bad, but the woman to take the blame for when the good stuff happens. That's why I act the way I act. That's why I maneuver the way I maneuver in life. Because to me, these hoes are motherfucking nothing but recreational rags. Okay, because you're trying to literally usurp my position of power that you don't even have anything better. What's your replacement for patriarchy? If you want to take down patriarchy, what is the replacement? What I don't understand. You know what I mean?
Hoism.
Yeah, a hierarchy, man. Because that's all I could think of. Because patriarchy has literally propelled humanity forward since forever. Women don't propel anything forward; they are the beneficiaries. Any civilization, when you let women become equal, it always dies. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
And notice that women who are assuming this hoism or hierarchy, like you said so eloquently, it's always in victimhood. They want to sit there and use their bodies to accumulate wealth. They want to put themselves and flirt with these powerful men because let's be real, these women that are successful because of a man. All right.
Yep.
I don't care who you are, Oprah, anybody. She had to acquiesce to a man to assume that position. And which
Not
leads
a,
me to my next point that weak men need to start putting women in these positions. But look, apparently there are some weak men that want to push agendas. That's why
some.
they use women.
There's some weak man. Nigga, I think the majority, though, niggas is out here. This is why they have gotten to power, because niggas be backing this shit up. I mean, yo, like niggas don't even be thinking what the fuck they talking about. Like they want a woman to. When I hear men say we need to dismantle the patriarchy, I'm like, what the fuck wrong with you? You defective motherfucker. You defective because you are literally sitting back waiting on a woman to lead you. Because I'm still trying to understand is the alternative to patriarchy. If you're gonna put woman in the front and make a matriarch or whatever the case, when has that opposite propelled humanity forward?
Never.
It's never. So we're doing this based on feelings and emotion. That's why I'm looking when you see articles like this, when a bitch complaining about having to give her daddy a cup of coffee, you be glad that's all you had to do. I mean, from what I make it seem, if you ran a family business, it seemed like you might have been spoiled a little bit. But you could get that. Go ahead, bro.
Definitely she was spoiled. I mean, a cup of coffee. I mean, come on. I guarantee you she didn't have a problem making a cup of coffee for her mother. I guarantee you that if her grandmother came over, she would make a cup of coffee, but not the father. See, and this is what I mean. See, and I bet your father was kind of weak because only a weak man wouldn't check a daughter like that. And this is why you can't be weak with your daughters, with your women, or whatever. You can't be weak. You have to assume an authoritative position because a woman's going to try you, and as soon as she smells weakness, she's going to play you. I don't care if it's your daughter. A lot of dudes getting played by their daughters. A lot of fathers getting played by their daughters.
Yep. They treating their daddy like worse than they treat the trick.
Exactly. And these dudes be like, well, anything for daddy's little girl. Nah, bruh. Nah. Where you get that from? Who said that you're supposed to spoil your daughters? Where did that come from?
That's why they grow up, become old. They're gonna be calling the Kevin Samuel show because you didn't teach her how to fucking be subservient to a man. Now she old as fuck, don't know how to do it.
Exactly.
She ends up being like this ugly ass. Look at this ugly ass bitch, bro.
She and that's another reason. Man. It's always the ugly one.
Tattoo on her chest.
Facts.
The what's the shit called? What's that ponytail called with the little the glue on ponytail? This is classic. This is classic fucking hood bitch shit. What's that ponytail called? I forgot what that ponytail. This is a founder. I didn't know she was a founder of Black Lives Matter. What's the ponytail called? Fuck that you can get from the beauty spot. You just put that shit on like you just
flip on, John.
Yeah, like you can just look at dude. This is what we got to lead. This is who men are talking about. Yeah, we need to dismantle the patriarchy so people like this can be in charge.
Are you serious? They can promote LGBT agendas, so they can effeminize your sons and weaken the
phony
society.
Pony going on. The phony pony. That's what it's called.
And be real with you, Ramil. The reason the black collective isn't going anywhere because too many women are in authoritative positions. That's exactly the reason.
And somebody said pin the tail on the donkey. Y'all ain't shit, man. Y'all ain't shit, man. Shout out to Leroy Stroke. He said black people submit to their pastor hard. Hell yeah, that's why we doing this on a Sunday. This is the real Sunday sermon.
The church is backwards, man. That church system is full of black women. The church system is basically a microcosm of the black community. It's the same thing. There's a lot of black women where a preacher is catering to the women, and only the men in there are basically
or
submissive
they're fucking
to
the woman. They cater to, or they fucking the woman too.
Of course.
But here's my thing. Here's the thing. Like, so what we have today on a massive scale is most women, especially on the black side, are thinking like this. They're thinking that a man telling him, even from the coffee maker from when she was a little girl, from like being a grown woman, being led by a man in every way is a form of what's it called? Oppression. That's what's going on today, especially on the black side. Being led by man is a form of oppression anyway. Even though these black females, have never really been under a black patriarchy in America ever, but they're seen as any sort of direction from a man is oppressive, and that's the problem we have going on in a lot of the black community. And that's why I just say I'm not even going to try to just deal with these hoes because they feel as though they're superior. I let them, I let them live in their own cesspool. That's why I stay single. That's why I pump and dump. Because if I get with one of these females, they're gonna literally have this mindset. Oh, anything this man tells me what to do is oppression, even though I know it's best. even though I,
Fact.
you know what I'm saying. So that's the way I operate. That's the way. That's the reason why I operate the way I operate, because I know that today's woman thinks like this. If I tell a bitch, look, go give me a bottle of water in the house that I pay for, that I pay all the bills for, I don't care if she's grown or not. And if I'm taking care of everything, and I tell a bitch, yo, go give me a bottle of water, and she got a problem with that. How the fuck you got a problem with it? I'm paying for everything. This goes beyond her being a little child. Grown woman, it doesn't matter. They're better off taking directions from men.
Exactly. And let me tell you something, man. I tell dudes, look, women are designed for work. They're designed for us to put them to work. This whole thing about, look, men have a role, but women have a role too. And a woman, like, if you got any woman in any capacity in your life, you need to be putting her to work. Make her do something. Don't just let her feel like because she has a pussy that that's enough. Because these dudes out here are just letting these women, they think that pussy is a trade off. You can get pussy from any woman. You know, that's not anything to even start at the table. That's just her existence. That's just her function. If she's not doing anything actually for you, then why are you even being in any kind of relationship with a woman who's just offering
So they
you
want
pussy?
that in-house pussy. Here's the thing, man, and you 100% right. That pussy, you can get that from any woman. My thing is at this: if I was ever in a situation where I'm living with the woman, which I don't cohabitate, I don't do any of that. But the reason why I don't do it is because, first of all, I'm not a 50-50 person. My shit, I gotta have my shit paid. I put everything gotta be in my name. That's how I am as a man. This is what it is. So if
Facts.
I was to take on a bitch, right, and have
Hmm.
her living in my house, and I'll take care of everything. And you best believe you're gonna be going to work. If that's oppression, oh well, so be it. But you ain't gotta worry about nothing. Yo, fucking, you get to eat. You eating good every day. Yeah, when I tell you to do some shit, bitch, yes, you gonna do it. And if not,
Facts.
you're gonna go back to the street. It's not even that hard, because it's not like I'm talking about no, I'm a motherfucker and be slaving your ass. But shit, most men are reasonable. What the
Look,
fuck?
I'll say it again. Women, and I know guys gonna get triggered, but women are servants, man.
They
Even the
are.
Bible says we are designed to rule over them. They are supposed to be servants, and it's to their benefit because when you let a woman idle she and subject to her own devices, she's going to destroy herself, her children, and the world. We are to keep them busy, provide them with instruction and orders. They are to obey man. We're not Men are not even supposed to listen to women. The Bible supports that. If you realize, look, I know that everybody don't like the Bible, but let's just take a story, Genesis story. When God told Adam and Eve what they did wrong, you know what he told Adam? He said two things. First, you ate of the tree
You
I
listen to
commanded you
that
not to
bitch.
eat, and you listen to your woman. Where are men getting the idea that you're supposed to listen to a woman? It is a man's job to be qualified to qualify himself, to learn how to be the best at everything that he's required to do. You don't have a reason to go to a woman. And these dudes believe women make you better and all that. No, they don't. But we know what makes a man better: living up to his own high expectations, surpassing his own limits,
Facts.
seeking to be the best man he can be until you die. That should be intrinsic to what being a man is to always be about self improvement, having that warrior mindset, overcoming any obstacles, being made stronger from adversity. This whole week, a woman, you gotta get in touch with your feminine side. That's bullshit.
No, that's 100% facts, man. And yeah, real quick, thanks to shout out to Soul Provider in the chat. Appreciate you for putting the spirituals link in there. Make sure, appreciate you. Make sure you guys subscribe to Spiritual as well. His link is in the chat. Thanks to Soul Provider Speaks. Really do appreciate you, brother. So you brought us a good point. So aside from these hoes, because these hoes are acting up, um, as usual, because they don't want men to be in leadership positions, we definitely gonna come back
Right.
to them. But now we have another thing we had to play today. Now we have other groups of people even being mad at the fact that black men are taking they want a more of a leadership position, because in today's America, black men are becoming more independent thinkers. More,
Right.
especially with this Trump thing. More of us are supporting Trump, which I think is a good thing, because it shows that black men are not just in line with everything.
Right.
We do want more patriarchal values, more conservative values. We want to be able to yes, to make our money. So, but the thing is that we have other groups of people telling us that this is a bad. So real quick, I want to play this clip that came out from a couple weeks ago. I just heard this for the first time today. I think everybody else needs to hear this too. This is a radio show host, Ebro in the morning, right? And like I said, because of what I just said, as far as black men wanting more power, black men looking for more leadership positions in within the country, the backlash we're getting is not just from black women. I want to play this clip. I want you. We want to talk about this. I want to get your thoughts on this. This is Ebro in the morning. I'm gonna play a little bit of it. Got to cut the video off because just for but fair use, fair use, fair use. I'm gonna put the switch the sound. Let's get.
Be white men. I said what I voting like a white man. Too many black men want to be white men. I said what I said.
I mean, that's a nice controversial opinion.
Well, as a white man who wants to be a black man, I personally have never heard this before.
Black men want to be white men?
Well, that's deep.
You're gone too far.
And it's because I believe that too many black men
Fair use.
want to be white men.
What?
Yes, I said it.
Hold on.
Well, that's deep.
You're gone too far.
That's an interesting take.
You think you're going to
gone
be
too
a
far.
white man.
I would. That's a huge blanket
You
statement.
think that money
Big
is
black
coming
use.
to you and they're gonna treat you exactly the same just because you got some bread.
Nah. Black men want to be white men?
I said
Fair
too
use.
many.
Fair
Too
use.
many?
Too many.
I've not heard that ever in my life.
Well,
All right, man. As you clearly see, yo, what? Hold on, let me change the sound real quick. Hold on. So you just heard the nigga. I don't. First of all, what race is Ebro? What race is that nigga?
I don't even know. But
Okay, so this is crazy to me, bro. Now we got some Arab, Jewish, Mexican kind of vibe going on here, telling me that because black men are taking more of a stance for control and ownership. Go ahead, Spitz. What's your take on what we just heard, bro?
well, first of all, let's be honest about this. The standard is masculinity. The standard is see, when you're talking about a dominance or attributes of masculinity, like controlling your life and dominating your life, that's not an aspect of the white man. That's an aspect of masculinity to which manhood is defined. Doesn't matter what race, creed, color you are. You can be Chinese. If you are meeting the qualifications of masculinity, then that's the standard. It's only from a woman's mindset that they're going to look at society through their jaded small brain and sit there and say that the white man is the standard just because they, personally see the white man as their boss. See, women always make things subjective and they make it about them. They're looking at it from their perspective. But for real, it doesn't matter. Look, if some things white men do, black men need to emulate. It doesn't mean that, and some things that productive, smart thinking black men do, all other cultures need to emulate. Why? Because not one race, has the patent on what manhood and masculinity is.
Exactly. And that's what seems to be going on here. I don't know what this race is, but I just don't understand why. Once again, when somebody's trying to become better, a man becoming better automatically means power and self-improvement and conquering. They're always accused of being white. Like when a black man says, "Look, I want to be the best version of myself I can be in this situation I'm in today," you're always accused of being white. And black men are saying, "Okay, yes, we want more ownership. Yes, we want more control. Yes, we want a stronger patriarchy because it strengthens our position in society. Yes." Why do you accuse of being white? This is coming from other men. I'm pretty sure Ebro, whatever his situation is, I'm pretty sure he runs his situation. Whatever in his household, whatever culture he's from, I know the men are in the primary position. Whatever culture this nigga's from, I don't know what the fuck this nigga is. This nigga looks like fucking. This is if everybody in the world was to make a race, this nigga would look like right here. This is like every race combined right here. I can't call it. And you gonna tell me? Go ahead, bro.
You know what I noticed? In every other like if you take Islam or other cultures, you know what they do? They tell their women to shut up. And you know why only the black woman has this loud, obnoxious mouth, in the majority, is because other races can basically destroy our race because our women doesn't know how to shut up because men don't make their women shut up and they don't put themselves in positions. And this is how you make a woman shut up. I'm not telling you to fight her. I'm just telling you to keep a position where the only way she's around you is for her to obey what you say. Like Ramil says, he does 100% because it's his way or the highway. If a woman comes in his house, she has to do what he wants. Period. No negotiation, no anything. And when a man qualifies himself and he creates his value, you know what? Women will do it. You know, since I've been a little kid, I've always been a warrior mindset. I've been about fitness. I've been about learning, trying to improve myself since I was 6 years old. That's what's my life was difficult, but you know what I did in spite of that? I tried to make myself strong on all levels. I said I don't need any weakness around me. That was what was intrinsic in me. I'm going to overcome every obstacle in my life. That was my mindset. And see, the reason that that's important is that that is the mindset of a man. We don't make excuses. If people don't look, I don't care about no politician, but one thing I will say about Trump is that he is trying to make men responsible. He's trying to let men get off of this dependence of everything but themselves. Now, look, I know the policy people won't come in and say, but there are policy things. Look, even if the policies are whack, guess who don't doesn't make excuses? Men. We will continue to do whatever we do. That means while we're working to change the policies, we're still not making excuses about overcoming the adversity. You know, there are people breaking barriers all the time. Is it hard work? Yes. May sometimes you have to work 2 or 3 times harder, but this is like working out. If you want to be strong, you're gonna have to push harder than your limits to, reach a new potential. That's how life is. You can't
This is
expect to
white people
grow.
talk, but spiritual. This is white. You're telling people to become better, to maximize their potential. This is white people talk. Why are you telling people to be a white man?
Well, you know what? The niggas who say that, they want to go back to slavery.
Stop telling
Because
people to be white. Stop telling people to become better, become the best version. You're telling them to be white. Are you trying to be a white man spiritual?
I'm trying to be a man. You know what true freedom is? Is no making no excuses for better or worse, regardless of what adversity or obstacles are before you. That's what true freedom is. You're not having no dependence on nobody. Because the moment you take a handout from somebody, they got their hands in controlling something in your life. That's the trade-off of being dependent on anything. So while we want these government policies and we waiting for the white man to be nice, you giving the white man more control over your existence and how you move in his society. So what we need to do is we need to start branching out, build our own businesses. The same thing that responsible thinking black men been saying forever, and smart people throughout history have said that people want to with the integration mindset. Like, I don't know how you want to integrate into a society that you claim is against you, rather than try to create your own and build on yourself. Even if you have to start at zero, it's better than being at the bottom in somebody else's society to work on controlling your own. Because why would somebody else let you get equal to them in their house? That doesn't make sense.
Fast. Real quick. Let me do super chat. Shout out to Kenny with the $10 super chat. Do appreciate you, brother. Then also shout out to was another brother who dropped that Swisher. Appreciate you, Eric Brooker, with this super sticker as well. I do appreciate you, brother. Yeah. So I should say it's just crazy to me, man. Like, it's not black men are being accused of trying to become white men, not only from the female side. We knew that was obvious, even though they try to be like white women the most with the hair and all the other stuff. But like I said, this is coming from all directions. Like, black men trying to rise into the next level. And you'd be surprised, this is not even coming from white men. This is coming from other people who are not white men telling black men, hey, you're trying to be like a white man. But they're not even, they're telling us that because we're trying to advance not just the females, but also men too. And that shit just really blows my mind, because it just lets me know that black men have a few obstacles that we're going to encounter trying to achieve, a certain level of power in this country. And the obstacles doesn't even seem to be the white man at first. You know what I mean? It's
the first obstacle in the man's life is himself. Your own weaknesses, your own ability not to grow, not to learn from your experience, not to grow from adversity, other people's errors. You're supposed to take everything in life and build on it. If you don't do that, then then don't even think about trying to control something bigger than you if you can't even deal with you. Like, when it comes to societal problems, my issue is people want to jump to the government, the policies, and all that, but they don't even want to deal with the basic concept of choices. What choices? This lack of sexual discipline, the fact that men want to take weak positions and put themselves in these legal systems and legal binding contracts with females that we know don't work out. And then you complaining because you're spending all your energy and your time trying to fight this woman instead of trying to build in the system. Like, it doesn't work that way. You can't serve two masters at the same time. You need to eliminate this woman. She shouldn't even be a factor. If men are competing with other men, the woman shouldn't even be on the table. Stop inviting the woman to the table she wasn't designed to be at. If a woman come and talking about we're partners and all that, throw her to the curve. Let her go out and be a hoe in the thought. All right, let her go play the simps and the tricks. Because guess what? Once they run through and drain and kill the life force out of those dudes, they gonna be spinsters, dried up hoes, wishing that they were under the leadership of some man right before they die. So it's gonna catch up with them. But stop trying to act like you're gonna be a partner. That's the problem. We can't break the legal system until we get the ideology and our thought process is correct, that we are not equal to women, that women have a subservient role because men want full authority because we assume full responsibility to make
Oh,
whatever we're doing work. We have to make it work. So we have to have full authority to do that.
yeah. Like I said, people want to split it up. They want they want the authority, but give us the responsibility. It don't work like that. You know what I mean? That definitely don't work like that. Shout out to Citizen Lou, man. He said men uniting is their biggest fear. It seems like black men uniting seems to be the biggest fear, and it seems to be the biggest fear of other black people. Because I mean, like I said, if black men were to really, if this section of black men who are quote unquote trying to be white, if we really like say, okay, we're gonna take some shit over because all the talents over here, them niggas over there are just whiners and complainers. But we just be doing our own thing a lot of times. But if we was to say, okay, you know what, we're gonna do it like this, we will take shit over because automatically, when you think like that, you automatically ahead of people. That's how the white people have got to where they got because of the forward thinking mindset. But like I said, that doesn't belong to white people. That thing belongs to anybody who want to take the reins. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
What's ironic? Like black men need to dump the dead weight. You need to break free of your mothers that are trying to keep you weak and trying to keep you around her. And you need to break free of this pussy mindset, this pussy first. It's all about pussy mindset. Get rid of that. Because honestly, let me tell y'all a story. I didn't grow up with neither one of my parents. And guess what? That was great for me because you know what? I was thrown out into the world and I had to learn some hard lessons at an early life where I learned not to be dependent on anybody but myself. I learned that. And guess what? Guess what you're going to learn as an adult? You're the only person you can depend on. So I learned a very valuable principle early in life because I didn't have my mother around. Now, was it emotionally traumatizing? Yes, but I grew from it. All right. A lot of these people out here have mothers that do everything for you, and all you spending your time is trying to find another mother in the form of a wife. And you're spending all your energy trying to please her until you can't even really contribute in a dominant mindset in society. Because the dominant thing in your life is your woman. That's backwards. If you're working hard at a job just to make a woman happy, you're adding nothing to society. I don't care how much money you're making at what STEM company. If your purpose is to make this woman happy, you're not going to assume a dominant position anywhere else. And that's why we have talented brothers making a whole bunch of money. And where's the money going? Well, apparently it's not going to structure an economy for black people. It's going to make sure these women can go on vacation.
And that's what I've said. I've said this plenty of times. A lot of black men's wealth is tied up in hoes. It's not tied up in investments. It's not tied up in real estate. A lot of black men on all classes, from the wealthy to the lowest, literally, how how people have their wealth tied up in capital and to wealth tied up in real estate deals. Niggas literally have a lot of their wealth tied up in hoes. If there's a study that could be done on that can quantify, I guarantee you. But in my estimations, in my opinion, though, I think damn near more than half of black men's wealth are tied up in hoes, bro.
Yeah, either in the
That's
hoe,
my opinion.
either in the acquisition of the hoes or in the divorce
Exactly.
with the hoes.
Exactly. And like literally, that's literally why we cannot reinvest. That's literally why we cannot get out here and compete because we got the money. We already know we got the money. We can penetrate a lot of different industries, especially in 2020 where barriers to entry are slightly lower. We definitely can, but a lot of the times, a majority of our money is literally tied up with bitches. That's one of the reasons why we cannot get out here and compete because of where our money is at. I know that for sure. But yeah, what you say? I mean, go ahead, bro.
You know what's interesting to me? I always thought, why do men who make it real successful in this society get married after they get successful? Why do they get married? And I know I've heard this. I've heard different narratives. Or they got to go to these social clubs, and everybody got to have a plus one and all this nonsense. I'm just like, yeah,
No,
but
you
with
don't. You're
all
just conforming. Because if you're good at what you
e-
do, you don't gotta do none of that shit. If you're
exactly,
good at what you do, and you are the like which black men usually are, we're some talented motherfuckers. You can do whatever you make the rules. You
and here's
make
the
the
thing:
rules.
with all
Yeah.
that going on, with people, with all these married couples with money, where is the example of the man who actually did it and the woman actually just doing something? Because a lot of times these guys are assuming positions because they just had the right kind of mindset. It's like you have to change your mindset. Like, man, I had a real good thought, and it's gonna come to me. But basically, this whole thing about we see the divorce rate, right? A lot of dudes are losing money in divorces. You don't have to get married to a woman in the legal system. I don't know why guys do that, knowing that the legal system does not support men. And when as soon as you do that, we see all these child support payments coming out. We see
And,
the alimony, the divorce, and I'm like,
speaking of that, you know what you're saying. And, this is what I tell you. I'll tell you what they said when you say stuff like that. The same shit we heard yesterday. And you know what I'm getting sick of hearing? I'm getting sick of hearing this stupid shit right here. Oh, well, it's all about risk. If I get married, if I lose the money, I just go make some more. Okay, we can all make some more money.
stupid.
But now that is so fucking dumb because the money and the time that you spent making the last amount of money and the time you spent making this amount of money not going to go into anything in the future. It's still going to a liability, which is that bitch. Okay, I can always go make some more money. Yeah, so you're making some more money. Could talk about being part of what's the shit called, a gynocracy.
Yeah.
That's it right there. You literally, I could just make some more money because you're going to make more money to fuel the same bitch you fucking over. That same money could be going to, like you said, building, because men are supposed to building a economy or something like that. But that's what I'm saying. Black men are just so comfortable with just saying, "I'll just make some more money and just pay for the bitch." They said, then the money that you're supposed to have to build a so-called black infrastructure is being once again tied up with these hoes, which goes back to what I said. A lot of black men's wealth is tied up with these bitches. But go
if
ahead,
all
bro.
if all the millionaires in the world put their money together, started some law firm, and say, you know what, we're going to organize some kind of group where we're going to change the marriage law. If you believe in marriage, if you think that marriage has so much benefit, all these wealthy men who are married should be pooling their money together, starting some law firm that specializes in tackling the legal system when it comes to marriage. They should be doing that. We don't see it. We all we see is a bunch of dudes dressing up, taking their hoes out to eat, going to these expensive lavish places with their hoes. But you don't see none of that capital going into fighting the fact that if that woman steps out on you, leaves you, or has a kid by you.
Because people accept it as like, oh, it's just part of life. Okay, cool. But like I said, to me, it's dumb. But like, this is why black men cannot build anything. Because once again, for the third time, I think this needs to be studied too. Somebody needs to study this shit. Black men's wealth are tied up with these. So let me read your super chat real quick. Shout out to Darth Lord IQ. What up? He said, respect to the realers. I do appreciate you, brother. Thanks for coming through. Shout out to AJRX. He said, the wealthiest black American man in the world is Robert Smith, worth $5 billion. The wealthiest white man, Jeffrey Bezos, worth $180 billion. Yes, black men / boys and Rob Smith too should aim for Jeff Bezos. Okay, shout out to AJRH. I think you should aim for the moon or whatever you do. Jeff Bezos is a billionaire in that industry. He took over e-commerce. There's a lot of industries out here. I just think black, and it takes time. I'm not saying black men, but I'm just saying, if you say black men should aim for the top, you telling them to be white. That's the crazy part. You tell them to go for that top spot. You tell them to be white.
Well, they basically, the people that think that telling people to be successful means to be white, then the alternative is slavery. So you're promoting slavery.
Oh shit! So
because if you're not aiming for the top, you're aiming to serve.
So you saying that? So basically, they're not even telling. So they're saying black men who are. So if you're not trying to be a quote unquote white man, according to them, they're actually pushing slavery. Then,
yeah, because let me tell you the flaw in their logic and their narrative. What they're saying, I'm gonna use their terminology. I'd rather try to be white if white people are dominating the world than try to work for the white man. in that
Mm.
narrative? Would you rather be white, or would you rather try to be white in terms of emulating? Let me say this clear because people gonna clip it. Would you rather try to be white when you see white people dominating the entire world, or would you rather be subservient to that white man? Which one? If you have two choices.
And you know what? This is when I get called a white supremacy, a white supremacist, because I would rather be the one in power. And I've always said this: if black people were the ones in power, somebody, they will all be doing the same shit. Because
And let me qualify this statement. We're just using the narrative that the people said who correlate
yeah.
success with white people. The truth is, and I said this earlier, that masculinity is the standard, and masculinity is all about self improvement, dominating everything that what you do, and like Ramil said, working to the highest potential to eventually own and control whatever you do.
Oh shit! Y'all said somebody said I'm.
What did they?
No, they wild in the chat, man. Somebody said I'm gonna start washing with a bar of soap, not a washcloth, because I want to be white. They go,
Oh
they do
Lord.
stupid shit. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, man, that shit just confuses me. Like, yes, I take from the winners. If Asian becomes the top spot and they start to win, I'm gonna be like, yo, okay, what are they doing that's winning that I can incorporate in my life? All right, it's crazy that you're trying to be Asian. No, I'm trying to see how in the fuck they are winning. All right, it's that simple. I take from the people. Warren Buffett is the best investor to ever live. He so happens to be a white man. If I read his books, am I trying to be a white man? No, I'm trying to be the fucking best. He just so happens to be white. But niggas are so stupid that they think that because you're trying to be the best and trying to become something that's winning, you're trying to be that. No, white people just so happen to be the winners right now. They might be losing to the Asians soon, but whatever. No, yes, I'd rather be quote unquote white than to be serving them. Yeah, that's a good point, spiritual. If you're not trying to be the top, you're aiming to serve the people at the top. It's really no middle ground in this shit. But yeah, go ahead, bro.
If you look at the white man, and I hate using that term, but that's for the sake of the people who like that term. If you look at the Arabs and the Jews, they all have a structure. If you reverse engineer their success, there are patterns and logic to how they acquired success. They have a family structure where they pass down wealth. They have patriarchy. They have all these things in common that allow them. They don't allow women to infiltrate the top levels of whatever they do, and they don't. They make they try to do what they can to quell the single mother and all of this crap that black people seem to celebrate. You would never hear no Arab or somebody in Islam or the white man say that their woman is God. You only hear dumb black men say that the black woman is God. I've never heard any other culture say their woman is God. Never. And if we're at the bottom, then why are we saying something so stupid?
Shit, it just doesn't make no sense to me. No, but like I said, and then on top of that, man, so it just seems like to me like nobody wants everybody wants black men to serve. Basically, what you're saying. So basically, what you're saying is that all these people, these black women talking about this, and then you got and the Ebro talking about this, but they're all basically saying is that black men need to be serving. You're meant to serve. You're not meant to be leaders.
Right.
That's the message I'm getting from this. And to me,
it's
that's
like
a problem.
It's like that shirt from Andre Hatchett, own or be owned. And it's like, okay, who owns a lot in US? Okay, white people, Asian people. But if you trying to, they even say Asian people are trying to be white. That's how dumb these people are.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah, like I said, anybody trying to be successful, trying to do that's a problem. So I tune this shit out, man. And even somebody said they were saying earlier that Ebro's half white and half black. I mean, that's even worse. I mean, how you gonna? It shouldn't even be coming out your mouth. You know what I mean? Then on top of that, you have the tweets from Jameli Hill talking about black men want more access to patriarchy. I mean, I'm just saying, yes, men want power. I mean, how long do people think black men was just going to sit there and be a fucking stepping stone and a servant for everybody else? How long do people really think that shit was going to last? As if black men are not men, as if every group of men on the planet go after power. How long do you think black men are the same way? What the fuck you think we're not men as well? What the fuck you thought that was just going to just stay the same? You thought niggas weren't gonna want to become in their own right at some point in time? What the fuck? Go ahead, spiritual. My bad.
Yeah, didn't Jamel Hill or whatever the hell her name is? Didn't she get fired from ESPN because she brought that intersectionality, feminism, social justice crap to ESPN when people just
I
wanted to
don't
hear
know. I don't know what happened with that
they
shit. I
wanted to
heard
hear
about it.
about sports, but she made it about race.
I don't know what I heard about something like that, but I don't know because these hoes can never keep their mouth shut.
Because see, these women are infiltrators. You know what's funny? These women are the, and I heard many people say this, and I said that a long time ago, and I hear people bigger than me say it, but we can all agree on it. A lot of black women are becoming the right hand of white supremacy. They're actually the infiltrators to get in these positions and bring in this social justice nonsense. Because you think about it, what do women do? You got all these black women mayors in these cities with all the violence and the drugs, and they bringing in what? Black Lives Matter, we victims, we celebrating the criminal activity, all of that, except for we need to be responsible and make better choices. We need to change our behavior.
Here you
Stuff
go.
that
Here you go. He said, I have increasingly found out black men just want better access to patriarchy. They don't want to dismantle. Why in the fuck would I want to dismantle men having power? Like, I'm just,
hold
dude.
up. We are patriarchy. When a man is a father, logically, let me see.
So
When a
we're
man
trying to
think,
be white. I don't understand. Like, you look, man. Like, and it's not just like I said, it's not just the females. You got men saying this. I just don't understand. Do people just want black men to be little boys forever? That's what niggas have been since we've been little ass boys.
yeah, look, did you see Judge Joe Brown? He's really good in exposing these hoes, man.
Oh, shout out to Judge Brown. He retweeted some of my tweets before.
He put her in her place. He said she has a something about a white man slave master mindset or something.
He said this reflective of a slave female's mindset trying to get access to top floors and beds of a master's big house. Yeah, I mean, basically, because like you just said, if you don't want the black man to be on top, then you want the black man to serve. All right,
and you know
somebody
what?
gonna be on top. Yeah, go ahead.
Black women are trying to replace black men. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to replace black men in terms of like on the surface, but they still want black men to be the engine in the car. They just want to drive. And that's the issue. Like most of these dudes who marrying these women, they're not they're kept. Their women are controlling them. The women are running the house, running them, and everything. The man is out here paying all the bills. The woman is the one in the authoritative position. The father can't tell his kids what to do because the woman sit there and say all this crap, and he'll sit there and put his head down and his tail between his legs and tuck and take it. And it's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know why any man would want to get married if you're not the head of your wife.
Exactly. You got the head of everything. You should be in full
everything.
Total
starting
control.
With her. Starting with her.
Man is supposed to be in full total control because that's the best, because he knows the way forward. He has a more logical mind. He can see the future. Maybe she can get some advice here and there, but most of that she needs to be shut the fuck up. Exactly. Men is supposed to be in there, and this is why other groups of men far surpass us easily. And it's because they are put at the forefront. That's why I'm not going to argue about this shit. I'm not going to argue about who's leading what. What? Bitch, are you serious?
Hey, Ramil, we are case studies. Me and you are case studies, bro. We have no kids. We have no wives. We run our lives. I tell people I don't have no problem with no woman because the woman that comes in my life, she does whatever I tell her to do.
Whatever I tell her to do. And as soon as she does it, bye-bye. Doors right there, bitch.
And this is the part they can't handle, Ramil. The chicks actually do it. You know why? Because we have built such a self-respect and masculine mindset about ourselves that we understand that once men step in within that masculine frame, women find that attractive. It's just that when you're effeminate, the woman is going to try to control you because she sees your weakness. But we don't play that, and yet some women might test us. But man, y'all don't know, man. I told dudes on here I put women out if they start doing. It don't have to
look at me wrong, bro. Like, as soon as I even get a piece of the attitude, you're leaving. You can bounce.
And here's the thing,
Uber, whatever. Like, I don't even tolerate nothing no more, bro, because I just don't look any sort of. Even if I see a choosing signal of a disrespect, you know what I'm saying, like a warning sign, you're getting the fuck out. It's not. I don't have no tolerance for none of that bitch because I got too much things to do. I can make some more money. I can work on my shit. I can go work out. I got too much things I could do to put
Right.
up with a bitch who thinks she's equal to me and my shit.
And here's the part they can't handle, Ramil. And see, they think I'm putting this woman out because she's being like something huge. I'm like, no. If I just don't feel like talking, and I tell her I don't want to talk about it, and she said, and she tries, I said, okay, I'm gonna take you home. And I just stayed like that. I'm calm. Take you home. And you know what they
Yeah,
usually do?
exactly. Yeah.
And guess what? If I bring her back, it never happens again.
Yep. This
You
is
know why? Because
positive
she knows who I am.
reinforcement.
And
Positive
look,
reinforcement.
you have to do it. You have to be consistent. Don't flip flop on your principle. Because that's the thing. Men who actually understand this, they never flip flop. They don't. Oh, I'm gonna let you get away with something, and then I'm gonna act like it's a big deal this time. I'm consistent, and I tell these women, I'm like, I'm gonna do everything I want to do in my house. Period.
Exactly. And then as you do that, as you might tell her to get the fuck out. If she does come back another day, they slowly learn. So every time you come over, now you getting it. Now you know what you can't do. And then at some point in time, I just got a bitch come over. They already know what the deal is. You know what I mean? Because sometimes look. But in order to do that, you have to be in 100% control. And most men can't do that because, first of all, they money tied up with a bitch, they living with a bitch, they married with a bitch, you got a girlfriend with a bitch, you're making all these kids with a bitch. Every time you get to make a new attachment, you're taking more power away from your life, and that's more of a chance that you're not going to have to get out here and build something. Which is, I'm telling you, one of the main reasons why black men have not built shit because y'all got your money and your lives tied up with these hoes.
And let me say this: the exception is not the rule. Those men who actually are married, have children, and are still assuming authority and have
That's small.
respectful,
Yep, that's small,
submissive
small,
wife. You know
small
what?
percentage.
And those men, to their credit, they vetted properly. Like I know some of them, like I talk to them on a basis, and they tell me that some of these men actually got their wives directly from their fathers before they were in the street, before they were corrupted. And these women, they made sure they came from a structured household. And these men had something all in common. They reverse engineered the family structure that woman came from. They just didn't go find a woman who was pretty, who was fine, who was fat, and all this stuff. They want to know, what's her father in her life? You know, what? How
Yeah,
did
but
he let?
even those marriages, the bitch might leave. I mean, look, the
Yeah,
bitch
yeah,
come
yeah.
from a good
I'm
father.
just saying. I'm just
Look, shout out to
yeah.
all them brothers who are the small percentage who are quote unquote in control. But at the end of the day, under this legal system,
I agree with
you can
you.
leave your
I
ass
agree.
at any time.
I'm just
You know what I
crediting.
mean?
I'm just crediting the exception that some people are going to try to bring up, and even those men will agree with us, Ramil. Isn't that funny? Like Mr.
Shit.
Fantastic, he agrees. He says all the time he's a red pill married man. He knows the situation of a woman in his situation, and respect to him, because you know what? Even in his situation, he's being a man in it. He's accepting responsibility and consequences of his actions. And
True.
look, to his credit, it's working for him. I can't fault the man.
Yeah, true indeed, true. Let me super chat real quick. Shout out to Raymond Brown. He said, in movies, when white people brush their teeth, they spit in the sink with no water and hang the toothbrush back without cleaning it. Shout out to Raymond Brown. Appreciate you. Shout out to AJRX. What up, man? Again, man. He said, I'm just asking, should black boys look up to Jeff Bezos, the king of e-commerce, or should black boys look up to Ebro, the hot 97 permanent employee? Oh, no. We should definitely try to be Jeff Bezos. Ebro is just in the position where people are listening to his goof ass, but people should be shooting for Jeff Bezos. I mean, I'm saying the reason why I'm pointing this out is because once again, we have women and men accusing black men of trying to be white because black men are literally trying to take on a more leadership position in society, more control, more ownership, quote unquote, more patriarchy, I guess, when we just want control of our situation, which is normal for men to do. But when black men want to do it, are you trying to be white? You got hoes saying that making a cup of coffee for their dad at 8 years old in a house that he paid for is oppression.
But listen to this, Ramil. She complaining about making a cup, and I said this before, making a cup of coffee for her father, but she'll suck her boss's dick.
Yep, at the office. Yep. These grown back with all this stuff about I don't like the patriarchy, but they was motherfucking they had no problem trying to suck a dick for a movie role from the man. Anytime had no problem doing all this other sexual shit to get to the top. Who else fucked their way up there? It's a lot of prominent motherfuckers. Let me stop. You know what I mean? But anyway, they ain't got no problem with the patriarchy when they can use their pussy to get to the top.
Exactly. And see, that's the issue. Women understand that they don't look. Society screwed up. All right, they made women legally equal to men from a legal perspective. They allow women to compete in spaces that only men should compete with other men in. That was wrong. And this is why marriage doesn't work, because how are you going to have a marriage where a man has rulership in his marriage in a legal system that makes the woman equal to him? That's just not going to work. That's a paradox. That can't happen. And
Exactly, and
see,
not just the legal system. Society in general says we're equal.
exactly,
Shit's crazy.
exactly. And see, this is why, like, I have no issue. See, look, if married, even, I'm gonna be real with you, man. The way I am, I'm just content. There was a time I was indoctrinated to think that, yeah, let me do this, but now that I'm about to be 40 soon, man. I'm good. I'm in a good
Hell
place right
yeah,
now,
I'm with you, bro.
especially with all this crap going on. I don't want to worry about nobody else. I'm just gonna be real with you. Look, I get to move when I want to move, when I want to rest, when I want to grind all night at work, when I want to do whatever I want to do, I can do it. I don't have to worry about anybody else. In respect to those, look, as a man, you think I thought about, dang, it'd be nice to have a son, and I still think about that. But you know what? I'm not ran by my emotions.
But here's the
I'm
thing, spiritual. Here's the thing. That's how majority of black men are thinking now. They're good. 51% of black men are single and childless because we've realized, like, damn, hold up. No nagging asshole in my life. No, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all brothers with children, but I'm just, I say I think about it too, but I'm gonna have a surrogate if I do it. But saying none of
right,
the badass kids running around, none of this, like, I got peace and quiet. My money is my money. Like, a lot of black men are just chilling, like, hold up, man. I could get used to this shit. 51% of black men are single and childless, and it's not for bad. It's not because niggas can't get no pussy now. I mean, most niggas, you
right,
know what I'm saying, you can do the 80-20 rule all you want, but niggas can easily drop that $40-$50. Okay.
yep,
But niggas are literally saying, hey, I'm cool. I got a good job. I got this, saying, whether I got a business or, saying, in the white collar world, blue collar world, niggas, they just like, you know what? I think I'm gonna just keep these hoes for recreation.
yep.
And that's why the pump and dump, and that's what I'm saying. Man, 51% of black men are pumping and dumping. Oh, but
And
they
you
ain't
know
ready
what's
for that shit. But let me read the
and
super
you know
chat
what's
real quick.
crazy? Oh, go ahead.
Let me just read the book. Shout out to Mr. Let Go in the building, man. I really do appreciate you, man. He said, any woman in my life already knows that she's going to shut the fuck up. I was married and she was effectively shut the fuck up. She got remarried because she knew how to shut the fuck up. I shout out to Mr. Let Go. Make sure y'all subscribe to him, man. He has a well, I was on this podcast the other day. Do appreciate you. I don't understand what you mean by she got remarried. I don't, that confuses me. But appreciate you, Mr. Let Go. Appreciate you. I was about to say spiritual. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, man, I I'm just I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just in a good place, and I just don't like the society that we live in. Like, I try to tell guys, because guys want to talk about, oh, we're gonna go extinct. Look, people have already did the numbers. Ain't nobody going extinct. Let's stop. If anything, we need to start replicating the broken families. We need to start replicating the bastard children that's running around. And and people always talk about this reckless procreate, 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 but it's outside of a structure where men have rulership. Since nobody wants to explain that, how you going to sit there and promote men procreating when we don't have rulership? And we see the destruction of having a woman tethered with the government.
We're
Uh,
losing power. We're losing. The wealth is going down. Everything. I'm not. Look, man. It's about simple math as well, man. Like, look, it costs $250,000 to raise a child from 0 to 18. I don't buy anything unless I can afford it. This goes again. This is all races do this stupid shit. You don't. But black, we're in a different situation because we really don't have anything. We don't own or control nothing, and we're going to have zero wealth by 2053. So right now, according to the numbers, babies being born right now literally are going to be the future underclass in the next 30 years, literally breeding the future, according to the numbers, because the wealth, literally, all the economists are saying 2053, the median level of black wealth is going to be at zero. So the babies being born today, according to the numbers, are the future underclass of America.
right. You
That's
know
just
what's crazy?
according to the numbers. But go ahead, bro.
You know what's crazy? It's to the benefit of the woman to be under the rulership of the man rather than the government. See, right now the government is using the woman, so they're giving her authority just to dismantle the family structure and to destabilize society. Because when the society is destabilized, the government can take over like they're doing now. And women are always going to vote for more government. We just know that. So the government is just using women, and when they're done with them, when these companies realize that all these jobs that they gave to women to make all this money are useless, and they start shedding fat these companies, these women gonna be short, and they're gonna
Yeah.
wish that they would have had some patriarchy to fall back on.
And that's why I'm saying, and to clarify my statement, that's why I'm saying that black men, we should be reverse engineering this as well, the situation, which I think we're doing. I think we're actually doing it because black men are going for slightly more of a, first of all, we're starting to be more independent thinkers. A lot of us, so that's the first step, number one. I think we could start going towards that position where we do gain some level of power in this country. Okay, cool. Then after that, after we build some sort of economy or some shit, something, because we have no option. It's not no pro-black stuff. This is like literally you have no option, in America. Then you can now we can start breeding heavily. That's how I'm looking at it. Like build something first, then continue the breeding part. But we're trying to continue that while we're in a position of weakness to other groups of people while we still have nothing. To me, that's what I'm talking about when I say that, because make no mistake about it, that wealth is when you don't own nothing and you just a consumer, which is what we are. We're consumers. You are literally operating at a negative, and that's not a good position to be in America. But yeah,
And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say something controversial. I would say these weak men are the biggest detriment to the black collective because it's only the weak men who will sit there and settle for a situation where women can exploit them, right, manipulate them, and continue the cycle. See, if more men had a dominant mindset and women say, "Well, I'm not getting married," imagine how many women wouldn't even get married if a man had rulership. If the man said, "No, I'm going to write up a contract that you're not equal to me, that there's no legal recourse for you to manipulate or extort me." I don't know if you looked at Pastor Dow, but he don't have
yeah, I
no
checked him out.
yeah, he's on a homestead. He don't got no state sponsored marriage license. His woman to exist in a part of that homestead or that he runs, she has to act like the woman that he commands her to act. Otherwise, she's out, or all of them are out. No woman in there can talk out of turn and be part of that community. Now, if you got to start your own community to get that kind of mindset, fine. I respect men who do that. I respect him. He started a whole community so he can have rulership. That's respectable.
It's not like that's not possible, not impossible. I mean, I pointed this out before. There's a lot of cities for sale in America. I mean, like I said, even got these hoes out here buying these cities. I mean, black men can literally do something like this. And I think, like I said, that's how I run my shit. Anybody who step on my shit, it's my rules. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
And
You
look,
know,
they work hard. They lay the foundation for their homes.
yeah.
They grow their own food. Whatever they got to do, not depend on the government. They do it, and it's a very hard life, but it bears the fruit that they don't have to sit there and worry about their women divorcing them, their women doing all this because they can't even be a part of this. They're not even a part of that of that internal government entanglement that men are getting involved in. And look, maybe that's the answer. Maybe we need to start separating.
You know,
Maybe society has got to a critical mass with feminism and LGBT.
I'm
Look,
way ahead of you, bro. I've already said I'm not a part of this shit. I'm not, dude. I'm not a part of none of this. I'm gonna let you continue that thought. Let me read the super chat. Shout out to Jackie's Retro. He said, "I feel you, but trust. There's nothing like watching your seeds grow when you have full custody and control of them." I spoke on that
facts.
yesterday. I mean, I think black men should go for. I think I told you how I get down. Like if
Yeah,
I,
I respect a man that got full custody and control your children, man. That
yeah,
good, being a strong father. Respect to you, brother. I'm
that's
with
the
that.
only way. That's the only way I feel. My opinion. Black men should. That's the only way I would do it. If I ever had any child, somehow I'll be like, look, I need full custody, or I don't give a fuck about you or that child because I'm not gonna raise no. I'm not co-parenting with no bitch. I've seen what they do. They're not good at raising children. They've literally destroyed the whole community when it comes to raising children. I'm not even gonna. I've already lost. To me, in my opinion, if a bitch has any sort of custody over a child this days, it's an automatic L. That's how I feel. Now you just I'm just looking at this history. I'm looking at the current position of society, how we're just totally turned into a whole different. No more masculinity is evil, and all the other masculinity is evil, and all the other stuff, and just the fact that single mothers raise children are more likely to do all types of crazy shit. I'm not playing that game. So shout out to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? If you got full control of that, shout out to you, bro. But yeah, man, I think anything else you want to add, man? I think we kind of hit it on the head. Like I said, being successful doesn't have a color. Wanting to win doesn't have a color. I mean, I don't think I know black men not trying to be white men. Black men are just trying to be men, which is being confused with being white, because white people have been on top because of, they maintaining and doing what they got to do. But before the white people, it was who else was on top? It's been many. Black people were on top at one time. Yeah, black people used to run the world. So how come I can't say I'm trying to be black when black people used to run the world before white people, right? So it's like, it's just like, but yeah, go ahead, bro. We might open this thing up. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a common structure. It's a common structure to doing something and being successful at it. You can't focus on the man, because men are going to come and go. People are going to live and die. So you can't say I want to be like Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is just as mortal as you and I. All right, he ain't going to live forever. You want to emulate the structure and the mindset, because men have masculinity. Masculinity is the mindset of men, and when you have a masculine mindset, you're seeking to own, run, and control, dominate. These are common threads that run through masculinity. We don't have to associate it with a color, a man, or any individual. Why can't we just look at the concept?
That's a great point. That's a great point, man. I'm confused too. So with that being said, if anybody wants to add anything to this and wants to come up, and make sure you guys subscribe to Spiritual Hawk. He brought the fire, man. He definitely was going in today. Somebody can drop his link in the chat. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Spiritual Hawk.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. And so if anybody else wants to come up and add to this topic, because I think we just hit the nail on the head. We basically concluded that look, man, black men are not trying to be white, like Spiritual just said. We're just trying to emulate the principles that encompass masculinity. All right, and that does not belong to any color. All right, and people see it as a threat. That's what's really going on. People see it as a threat because black men are no longer wanting to be the stepping stools for everybody else. 51% of black men single and childless. That's more legal control over your life. Black men are not willingly giving up that legal control anymore, and that can mean other opportunities, because that's more money to do more things with, and with money comes power. I think this is a time where black men should continue to go after more power. Do not let them shame you into you're trying to be white. No, don't listen to any of that. Continue to go after more. You know what I'm saying? Better positions at the job, more money for your business, more political power, more control of your surroundings. Don't listen to anybody else, because control and sovereignty is everything. All right, control and sovereignty as much as possible is everything. You can't beat that. Can't beat that.
You know what's crazy? This is why I tell people I don't date, because dating in this world, you know what dating is to most men? You have to prove yourself to a woman. And I tell these dudes, a woman has to prove herself to me. Mm-hmm. That's why I don't say I date, because these women, I qualify myself. So I have to live up to my own standards.
Archer, you got some shaking in the back. You got like a shakers or something going on in the back, Archer. I don't know. All right, go ahead, Spiritual.
Yeah, nobody's standards are higher than mine in my life, because my standards is limitless. I don't put no ceiling on me. I don't put no limitation on me. I'm gonna keep going until I can't go no more. So, when people are sitting there saying, you need to date, even as a reflective of the weak mindset that men have, why aren't you forcing that woman to prove herself to you? If she qualifies you as somebody that she wants to be with, then it's on her to prove herself worthy to be in your life. If you built something, if you have an established life. Apparently the woman wants to be a part of it. So what is she offering? How is she presenting herself to you?
True indeed. All right, that's right. Let's get to the end. Shout out to you, Spiritual, again. Make sure you guys subscribe to him. His link is in the chat once again. Let me get to Archer in a bit. What's going on, Archer? Appreciate you coming.
Nothing much. I just had one thing to say about this. It's one thing about these women, they don't know much about the world. And we know a lot about the world. We know the world is bigger than North America. So if anything, if I want to emulate another group of men's formula, I want to emulate the Arabs in the Middle East. See, they're scared of me trying to be like white men. No, chick. You don't know what I'm trying to be like. Listen, put on that burqa, shut the fuck up, go sit in that corner, or I'm going to cut your head off. That's what I'm trying to emulate. But keep thinking I'm trying to be like a white man, because you don't know how bad other groups of women out there have it. So count your blessings.
Damn. Hey, but look, that's why I said the Arab, the Jewish, whatever.
Wow.
Whatever society's out there, man. Look, there's a formula about not letting the woman get this authoritative position in society. It's just that formula works, and actually it's for the betterment of women, because when women have authority, they screw up themselves. Most of these women are used up, abused, mentally damaged, emotionally damaged, because they actually try to control their own life.
I like to say I'm starting to see some of the same brothers moving in the same circle. That's a good thing. But and it goes to show that, they say that 53 or 51% of black men aren't married and don't have kids. Now, I do have a child, but I had to stop because I saw how they were moving. But it shows that they're picking men that they feel like, well, they know they'll pay for the kid, or they feel like they can trample. So she couldn't trample me at the end of the day. So she ran to the courts because the courts could fight me better than she ever could. Because she became insubordinate. We have insubordinate women.
Yeah, facts.
Okay. Hold on. I stepped off for 1 minute, right? And somebody's talking about chopping somebody's head off. Like, I just can't leave you.
My bad,
anything,
bro. I'm sorry.
At all. I was in the other room. I'm rushing looking for something. I had somebody say head chopped. I'm like, yeah, come on, dog. Anyway,
I'm trying to make an example, because these women don't know how bad they have. They don't know what other groups of women go through in this world. These white feminists, these black feminists in America, they really think this is like the universe, and we live in a vacuum.
In the back. One of y'all got echo.
We live in some type of vacuum where nothing in the world, like, they have it the worst. No, go to Middle East, go to Africa, go to Asia. Like, you women don't know how bad you have it. We're trying to emulate the white man. Please. There's other men we can emulate to do a much better job. You need to be more terrified of.
No, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, for true indeed. No, I definitely see what you're saying. All right, let me get to Citizen Lou. We go to Mr. Let Go, and we got everybody else. We're gonna get everybody else in the building. What's going on, Citizen Lou? Thanks for coming through. What's your take so far?
What's going on, Ramiro? Salute to the panel. Salute spiritual. Hey, man, check this out. Right now, some really like black people, black men especially. That's what I was talking about earlier in the super chat. Black men especially. If we unite and separate from all this dysfunction and all the bullshit of the black community, the black vote will be diluted. Like, it'll be weaker. And right now, they see what's happening. A lot of black men either are voting for Trump or not voting at all. So that means the black vote or the Democratic Party needs the black vote desperately. So, so you see what I'm saying? So, like, that's why they're like out here shaming black men and, talking about we want to be white men and shit like that. That's the worst possible thing that can happen. If the black man separates from this whole bullshit and become our own thing, because like black men in America, I think we're 20 million. We're just as that's
24
in America, right? Like, how many Asians?
24 to 25. 24 to 25 black men, and the black voting bloc is 9 to 10 million black people. So say if a boy get 23 to 30%, then that's pretty much an electoral landslide. So they would have to negotiate back with us due to the fact that they can't numerically get back in power due to the fact they're losing ground. And trying to find out in North Carolina, they have 50,000 black voters that went to the other side, and 75,000 that went independent. So when it comes to this situation, it's gonna get worse. They're gonna blame us instead of blaming the Orthodox Jews that 83% is going for. Oh boy, you see, but they can't blame them, so they blame us.
Thanks. And I'm gonna tell you something real quick, man. Look, like, the Democratic Party is about to be done, because if they can't get black men to vote in unison, I'm gonna let y'all know something. If you aren't voting Biden right now, you are pretty much the enemy. So even if you want to sit this out or you voting for independent or whatever, they need us to bow down. And that's why they're this whole onslaught, this media onslaught of just telling black men to shut the hell up and telling us, oh y'all rappers, y'all don't know what the hell y'all talking about. And oh nigga, you know what I mean? Just bullshit like y'all ain't qualified. And you look at it, Trump wasn't qualified and he doing some major shit. So it is what it is, man. That's all I want to say.
Because man, the Dems is losing.
I appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. Oh, my
all
bad.
types of ground.
Cool.
They're losing all types of ground.
Okay, yeah, facts. Shout out to you. Appreciate you, brother. Let me get to Mr. Let Go in the building. Appreciate you coming through, bro. What's your take so far, man? What you've heard so far, man? Okay, yeah, facts. Shout out to you. I don't know what's going on. You got to turn off the YouTube in the background, brother. I will come back to him. What's going on, Irv? I see you in the building, man. Is this your first time up here?
Yeah, this is my first time actually. I'm a MGTOW, but this is my first time actually like getting the. I've been circling around the black manosphere a whole lot lately. Just know this, yeah, and I've been running into a bunch of these brothers, man. And it's been amazing. But what I would like to say is, black men, we voted like white men did not vote for Hillary Clinton. They might have put her up there, but they voted for her like 32%. Black men voted for Hillary at 60-something%. They roughed it out to 60%, but us voting for Democrats and voting for the matriarchy has never helped us, and it's never helped. It's not going to help. And I just like get on these live streams, keep pushing that message that it ain't going to help.
I wanted to kind of point out something. Do y'all kind of notice that ever since we started voting Democrat, Black history kind of stopped?
Well, wait, what do you mean Black history stopped? What do you mean?
Like there's not as much. We've not made a lot of progress that we could add to the Black history book, is what I'm saying.
I would say we ain't made. I think we haven't been making as much progress as we should as people in America in general. I just think black men have not been operating at full capacity. I just think we can fix that. I think it's the beginning part right now, understanding that look, because we've been under a spell. Niggas been under a spell, like especially when it comes to under this female spell, this matriarchal spell. Like I think that's finally starting to break. And once this breaking, we're now being accused of trying to be white. No, like Spiritual pointed out, no, this is just qualities of manhood. When you want to do better, when you want power, when you want ownership, when you want control, that's not trying to be white. That's just part of being a man. And we see right now, a lot of people don't want that. Females or men don't want that to happen. And that's what I see going on. Let me see if Mr. Let Go, you get your thing fixed.
Yeah. I'm good.
Go ahead, bro. What's your take so far? What up?
All right. The main thing I see is that I'm not gonna say most men, but the majority of black men and black women are literally grown children. Like if you think about the word minority, it's minor. So we are to a certain degree programmed to be children. So growing up, we, are raised by a single mother, of course, no dad, and we run around fighting. We run around, having our feelings on our sleeves. And at the same time, we can't express our feelings in other ways other than anger. And that's childlike. And this is how we were programmed. And then women, to a certain degree, the reason why they are like kind of like where they are, because a black woman will be quick to say, well, black women are the most educated women, people, whatever, because they are put in front of us not as better than us, but as our parents under the white man. So the white man is our dad because we ain't got no dad, and the black woman is our mother. And that's the problem, I feel.
Oh, so you're saying that the black man's in a position where you say that's how it is, that's how they want it to be?
No, that's how it is. Like, just if you look at any hood, and I'm sure you guys ain't like affiliated with people in the hood, but growing up in the hood, every man lived with a woman. Like every man, and if you just look at, I'm not sure the statistics, but if you just look at how many grown men actually live with the women versus the men, like the women living with the men, you would probably be startled. Most,
Yeah, I agree with that.
but I'm willing to bet most black men live with black women versus women living with black men because they're our mothers and the white man is our dad.
No, that makes sense. But like I said, so is it wrong? So would you say black men are trying to be white men this day and age? Why are black men being accused of trying to be white in today's society though? From multiple directions. What's your take on that?
Well, I've heard that ever since I was a kid because I came from Philly and I dropped into Atlanta and I was a little bit more intelligent. I moved a little faster. I was a little smarter. And it wasn't because of Philadelphia. It was because of my mother. And everybody was like, "Oh, you trying to be white?" And of course, I talked with a northern accent. So it was like, "Oh, you trying to be white?" So I've heard black men accusing other black men of trying to be white, and proper and doing the right thing has always been looked at as white, and that's how we're programmed. Like when a black man wants to do better and live a life that isn't subservient to anybody else is accused as being you want to be white.
Yeah, if I could add to what you said real quick, black people have this crab in the barrel mentality. It's like this envy.
Yes.
We don't want to see somebody get better than us. You need to be down here with us. As long as you suffering and I'm suffering, we good. But as soon as you make it out of the suffering, you being like the white man. And that's the problem. This envious jealousy that has been passed down from females, because of this matriarchal system. Jealousy is the main mindset of black men now in the collective. And we got to get over that. We have to stop. We have to start when we see somebody making it and somebody improving, we all need to emulate the common structure that every successful person is using, starting within the black community or black collective.
That's a good point. Real quick, let me say this real quick. Right now, we got 358 in the building. Y'all do me a favor right now. If you new or whatever the case, hit the like button right now. All right, so everybody in the building, hit the like button right now. Also, if you are new to the channel, if it's your first time on the channel right now, you need to subscribe to the channel right now. Okay, so if it's your first time on the channel, subscribe. And if you haven't liked the video, like the video. That's a good point, spiritual. Take what you can. That's all I'm saying. I'll take what I can from the white person. And like Mr. Let Go just said, just because you take it from the winner or trying to do better, you're always accused of being white. What I'm trying to say is, who cares what they say? Because everybody's talking about we're trying to be white just because we're trying to be better. Do not let that hinder you and put you back in a subservient position because people just mad because they see you doing better. Let me get to the other people on the panel real quick. We got we'll get to Gary real quick, and then we'll get to everybody. What's going on, Gary? Appreciate you.
How's the brothers doing today? I hope everybody's good.
What's up?
Okay. Yeah, I don't blame the black men of today how they act because they've already picked up the female tendencies from their moms. And when somebody accuses you of being white, they're accusing you of trying to be better because it's already been put in the psyche that white people are better. As we can see that 70% to 80% of our women all wear weaves and fake faces and all that kind of stuff till it's trickled down into the black man. I don't know why the brothers even give women, like their opinion even matters. Because you choose. Do never ever let a woman choose for you. Because when you do that, you've already lost the race. Black people like to see other black people, and I'm noticing this, you're not supposed to succeed. I've been called a chauvinist my whole life. When they call me that, I say yes. Because I know a woman will never be equal to me. Most men feel, oh my God, they're calling me a chauvinist, I better go with the flow. Guys like Ebro and all these guys that are giving all this information and talking about this kind of shit, most of these guys are all fucking henpecked. When their women say jump, they ask how high.
Fact.
So we can't even listen to people like that. And I hate these, and I'll go back, I'm getting a little off topic here. I hate when these half-breed dudes come and telling black people, well, how black people should be. First of all, you're not black. And we're the only ones that accept these people. I think we should stop listening to these idiots and do what we do. Black man, look out for yourself. Make something of yourself. After everything comes. Most of these black people, what they're talking about, are in the hood. Only 20% of black people are in the hood, eh? 80% are not. They're either middle class or upper middle class. That 51% of men without children, most of them are professionals. Because a smart man knows children cost money. If you don't have your money right, why are you having a child? Any woman willing to have a child with you before a ring is a woman you should throw back to the streets. That's all for now, my brothers.
Yeah, facts. Because I'm just gonna add to that because it's funny. A lot of these dudes are conforming their mind to the females because females actually think white people are better. Like he made a good point. It's the female mind that wants to emulate white features and all this. That's a female thing. A lot of dudes are conforming their brain to a woman's brain because they're pussy first.
Well, and it's funny. It's coming from the same people who wear all the goddamn, even the most stuff to try to look white. Telling me I'm trying to be white, but you definitely trying to emulate them on a physical level. But that's how you're literally trying to be. You can look you got the white person hair on you. You're literally trying to be white. I'm just trying to win. But like I said, in their mind, they think that okay, the white's always better. No, man, they just been on top. Soon it might be the Asians. Asians might be next. Well, I'm trying to be like an Asian now. If they on top, because Asians do make the most money right now, right? They're the highest earners in America right now. So really, I'm trying to be like the Asians because I want to be the number one earner. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's so imprinted in their mind that being white is if the white is the better. They don't even know the numbers. That's a good point. Let me get to City of Truth real quick, and then we'll get to Real Deal Financial. What's going on, City of Truth? What up?
Yeah, what's up, Ramil? What's up, panel? I wanted to just add in this. When it comes to, I'm glad everybody's calling out this Hebrew dude, for being mixed and trying to tell black men and how they should be. He's full of shit. Nobody should listen to him. Everything that's coming out of his mouth is bullshit. It does not move black men forward. And especially at a time like this, when black men are starting to come into their own politically, they're starting to come into their own economically, be free thinkers, just like you said, Ramil, and they're starting to look at the world as it relates to us and not how it relates to other people. Because, in our history for so long, in our community, we were always taught to put the women first, protect the women first, and that kind of thing. And now we've seen what the fruition of that is. You got these chicks nowadays, they're ungrateful. They don't even want to acknowledge the fact that it was black men that first got them, their first office jobs and even got them into corporate America in the first place. And then look how they repay us. They're disrespectful. They they walk around, act like they better than black men now. They're talking about they make more money than
you borging, bro. You borging real heavy.
When in reality, we know they don't make more money than us. Don't make more money than us, and that men, we still own more businesses, but they keep telling themselves, those types of lies and stuff. And you're just going to see more and more of this type of guilt going on, trying to guilt us into coming back to the plantation and being up under them and that kind of thing. But, the cat is already out of the bag. Black men are moving on. I'm moving on to new horizons, starting their own businesses, moving on to other women, other black women outside of America, in the diaspora and in Africa, and also non-black women, and they're forming successful families and stuff. In that way, and they're leaving this matriarchal community behind. So, that's just what I wanted to add in on this whole thing on a quick note.
Hey, I wanted to ask you something real quick. Did you say that black men had the most businesses?
Yeah, black men own more businesses than black women, but they try to,
I got you.
Yeah, the black women.
I think black women start more. I think they start more business. I think they just start more.
But
they foul for more business, but they definitely not more successful entrepreneurs than the black man. I know that for a fact. They might file more paperwork. Exactly. Oh, I started my LLC today. I'm blah for my new hair store. Yeah, but that don't mean like they're. Yeah, that's a whole other story. All right, what's going on? Real deal, Jonathan. I see you in the building. Appreciate you coming through. What's up, bro?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I do agree with you, Ramil. This is just like the most enrolled argument, the most educated argument. Just because you are the most enrolled does not mean you are the most educated. You are just participating.
Amen,
When
little
it comes to
brother.
when it comes to the aspects of business, no, I don't believe that that narrative neither. Just because you are most registered, you can register with the state with $200. You can literally register, get your LLC, and all the things necessary to be able to start your company. That does not mean you are the most successful just because I hear the aspects of, a chick saying I got an LLC, and I'd be like, okay, do you have any cash flow? What's your bank
Are you
balance sheet?
making
What's your
money?
profit and loss statement? Are you making money? Are you cash flowing? And if I know I don't hear that, then that's when I know that's just somebody that just want to have brownie points and not actually have a discussion of actual real business. When it comes to Jamel Hill shit, it's just going to alienate people because people are going to silently revolt against this shit.
You said what, bro? Your mic kind of
They're
going
not
in and out.
gonna
You kind of bugging a little
Can you
bit,
hear me?
bro.
Am I
Yeah.
bugging?
Try
Can you
again.
hear
Go
me?
ahead. Go ahead.
But when it comes to the aspects of politics and shit, people will silently revolt against. Go
I
against
ain't
the
gonna die.
Democratic Party.
That mic is horrible, bro. I ain't gonna stunt,
Can you
bro.
hear
That
me?
mic is, yeah, but that shit trash, though. That mic is
Y'all hear me now?
very say
Can
something.
you hear me now?
Okay, it's a lot better.
Can you hear
Okay,
me?
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. But like I was saying, people are going to silently revolt against the Democratic Party. They keep having biscuits in a ballot type shit like they have in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The DNC, they pretty much treat us like some porch monkeys. When it comes to politics, they don't even take us nowhere near serious.
Damn,
Nowhere
dog.
near
Is
serious.
that me, y'all? Is that him? Is that me? Is that him?
You talking about his mic?
Yeah,
That's him.
I still hear popping a little bit.
Yeah, bro.
I think that's me. I need a refresh, man. Go to the next person. I need a refresh.
You might say, I didn't call him. All right, let me get my bad. All right, do business. What's going on? I see you in the building, man. What's going on, bro? Appreciate you. What up, man?
Hey, what's up? What's up, fam? Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man. When I take on the topic, are black men trying to be white men? That's a very complex question. I don't know. Well, being a white man as far as like what business, or you talking about just
Can y'all hear me now?
overall?
No, success in life is being white.
Yeah, hold on. We'll
that's
come back to
the
you, real deal. We'll come. Yeah, but basically, like Ebro said, black men trying to be white man. Black women are saying black men trying to be white man because we're going towards more of a patriarchal mindset, leadership mindset, wanting to be more successful, be better, make more money. People are accusing black men of being white because of this. What's your take on that?
Well, of course, that's a idiotic statement. A lot of our people do think like that, and sometimes a lot of our people will, talk to you like that if you try to, if you come across as different. Of course, we all been through. I mean,
Holy crap! Yeah, y'all. Hey, what? Yeah,
It's a pandemic. It's a pandemic.
Maybe DJ Kudo might have been on to something. I mean, yeah, goddamn, dog. Y'all niggas gonna have
Can
to
you hear
use
me? Am I borging?
All right, we're gonna try this one more time, bro. Y'all might have to maybe that nigga because y'all niggas these mics, man. Y'all got come on, man. Mike is motherfucking $20. All right, go ahead. Do business. Try it. Go ahead. Try again. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying, man. Like that's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? If you come across as different or come across as trying to be more professional, more intelligent, yeah, a lot of times they do refer to that as being white because a lot of brothers just ain't used to it, man. It's pretty tough, and it's sad too, because we don't want to do better as men. But those dudes that think like that, I got to leave you to the wayside. If you think I'm trying to be white because I want things out of life and doing this and doing that, then I can't deal with you. I got to let you go. just stay where you just stay where you belong. You want to be broke and dusty and ignorant? Have at it. That's my take on it.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Shoot.
I agree with that too.
Okay, true. Okay, we're gonna try Real Deal Financial again. What's going on, bro? You good now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we good. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you clearly hear? Okay. Like I was saying, when it comes to the aspect of what Ebro, whatever the fuck his name is, Ebro, trying to be white. See, this is why people are gonna just, because this is definitely a liberal talking point. Can we all agree?
Yep, there you go again. All right, so
We
look,
all agree in the panel.
look.
This is a
Hey, you
Yeah.
bugging again? Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. I don't know what's
Bugging
going on.
again?
Hey, bro.
I am
Yeah, bro.
bugging again.
Hey, you know, this somebody brought up a good point, man. Using Wi-Fi on this
So
joint,
I'm
man, y'all
bugging
gonna be messing. Yeah, because once you start talking, it like
bugging.
backs up. Yeah. Because it starts talking, but once you start talking, it gets like bundled up because your phone,
Man, this
whatever,
is
trying
some
to catch up.
bullshit. This
Yeah,
is some
bro. So,
bullshit. Hello?
Yeah, the white man holding you back, bro.
yeah,
White man holding me back.
Yo, let me jump in. Let me jump in here right quick.
Yeah, shout out to Ty City, man. Garage, he said late feed. Nah, you good, man. Shout out to Ty City, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Go ahead, Archie. What you was about to say? Go ahead, bro.
I mean, BGS pointed this out a long time ago. It said black women don't really mind white supremacy. They just don't like their place in it. They don't like their position in the current system, but they don't mind the overall system. When we talk about acting white, and we talk about Black American women, let's get one thing clear. Black American women have internalized the American perception of the world more than any other group, even more than white people. There's nobody who is more Americanized than Black American women. There's nobody who's more feminist than Black American women. Anything you see on TV, Black women, since they consume the most television, they absorb it the most. So when they tell you you are not acting Black, they are basically putting Black people in a box based off what they saw off television. So and the biggest problem with this, and the reason why it even affects the community the way it does, is because us as Black men don't do what Arab men do, don't do what white men do, don't do what Asian men do. We let the women control what is considered Black, what is considered manhood, what is considered fatherhood. We let women's opinion of all these things be the definition of the titles in which society is based off of. Other groups of men don't do that. They define what manhood is as men. They don't let women do that. They define what fatherhood is as fathers. They don't let the women control these aspects of what a construct of life is. We as Black men are doing that shit, and it's causing us to be subject to our women's opinions, which is very fickle and emotional, which means as a community, we have no structure.
No, that's what I'm saying. And that's why I said when people hear this, just ignore it. Do not take it seriously because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And you just said a good point on you hit the nail on the head. They're actually cool with this shit. White men being in power. That's why they're using them as a frame of reference. They're cool with white men. They just don't want us to do it. And on top of that, you're right. They want a better position. Now, that is a good point. You're saying that they're more Americanized than anybody else, though? That's what you're saying, bro?
Yeah. Anything you view, anything American, you think of the way Americans are viewed across the world and the way Americans view the world. Black women embody that. They don't have any view of the rest of the world or any view of anything that is not Americans. Their whole view of even the family structure is the nuclear family. Their whole view of Africa is even like their whole view of the whole world comes from Americans' point of view. They don't step outside of the American frame of reference to get any opinions. Even their pro-blackness is kind of American in a weird way. Like they're just American, bro, dog, through and through.
I bet that's I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying with that. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
All right. See, I'm hearing everybody and I'm agreeing with y'all, but I just want y'all to just look at the Black woman right now. How the Black woman, quote unquote, feels is she's at the bottom of the barrel, right? And the next person up is the Black man. And because of how the white man has put us from a hierarchical standpoint, she depends on the government. Not all, but they trust white America. Keyword, they trust white men more than they trust Black men. So since they trust white men, and white men to a certain degree has put them in a position where they can actually compete for us as in hierarchy wise, they see an opportunity to jump in front of us and be next in line, you know, as from a hierarchical standpoint. So they, like you all said, you know, they wear white people hair and do all these different things, and they go to college and do more college and do more college, and because they feel like going to college, because there's a lot of women who don't even want to get out of college because they don't even know what they want to really do, you know, so they just go to college, go to college, go to college, because it makes them feel white, and it puts them in a position where they can compete with us as black men and say we are better than y'all. And I think that's the biggest problem, the black woman. You know what I'm saying?
You mind if I jump in real quick?
Well, okay, well, hold on, but yeah, what you're saying is right. So, but you're saying as though it's like, is that what they should be doing in your? I mean, or
no, I think that's the biggest problem. I think that, in my opinion, I think the biggest problem with black people is the black woman. They have too much control over families, you know, because 80% of black households are ran by a woman. So they actually have the ability in some type of way. I don't know how, or they may feel like they have the ability to actually move past us.
That's
from
not
a higher.
That's not true. That's not true.
Well,
the biggest problem in the black community isn't the black women. The biggest problem in the black community is the fact that black men act too fucking black. You niggas need to start acting white and get your bitches in line. That's the biggest problem. The biggest problem is not that our women are doing something we can stop them from doing. The problem is we are unwilling to stop them from doing. The problem is
we need a lobby
low,
for that.
we low
We
key,
need a
low
lobby
black.
for that.
No, because to add on what Archer's saying, I was about to try to.
I agree with Archer, but we need a lobby for that.
Here's the thing.
Police are going to be used against us all the time.
Yeah, but here's the thing. See, we say that it's a problem when women are doing all this trying to be equal, but then I see you same niggas raising your daughters to be independent, educated, and you're literally raising them to be men. A lot of times I see that, like, we say one thing, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty, okay, you're gonna have to teach a woman from the age 0 to 18. Like, look, manage your purpose, because you can't. It's no middle ground with this shit. You're either serving or you're not. I mean, a lot of black, when it comes to the actual get to the nitty gritty, because black men, in my opinion, do not want to be like other races, because we're not willing to get our bitches in line.
We're not. No. We're too fucking soft. We're not
that's,
cut
and that is a big, to me, that's a bigger problem than the females, because the female, they're gonna do what they do. But when a bitch come in my crib, I run this totally, because I control and run everything. Black men a lot of times are not really ready to put down an iron fist. I think we see a better direction towards that with these, the stats and things like that. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty, are black men really willing to put that iron fist down? And
I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave you alone. But everybody knows I fuck with a lot of African women. Where I'm from, there's a lot of African immigrants. So I date Somalians, I date Eritreans, I've been with Liberians, all that shit. One time I was dating this Somalian chick, and I asked her, why do you like black men? She said, because they're nicer and I can get away with, and in essence, she's a lot more words, but what I got out of it was I can get away with more shit from them. They're not as mean as my Somalian men, so I don't like dating Somalian men. She thought that was a compliment. I took that as the ultimate fucking insult. Like, bitch, don't come over here thinking you can get away with pulling stuff you can't get away with over there. I'm not that nigga. I'm not soft. And that's the way most of the women around the world view us as soft, because they know what it's like to be with other groups of men. So the problem in the black community is not the women acting this way. The problem is that a majority of us outside of spaces like this allow them to act this way. We're not strong enough to put them in their place.
I would sort of disagree. Hold on there a second. I sort of disagree with you on that. The difference is these black women have white daddy. Guess what white daddy can do to us, what we can't do to white daddy?
Well, white daddy can do the same thing to other races of men in this country as well.
And they're doing it.
But that's our programming, though.
Yeah.
You got to look at programming. Our programming, we have to unlearn things, but our program is our programming. Our dad, quote unquote, is white, and our mom, quote unquote, is this particular person that may have feministic qualities. So you got to look at who raised us and who's programmed us from children. Because regardless of what you've been through, unless you got a lot of therapy or whatever, however you grown up in some type of way, it's still in the back of your mind. It's in your amygdala. It's there. So unless you got that programming scraped out of your head, certain fears that you may have, certain inadequacies that you may have, they came from your upbringing when you were little. And a lot of Black families are full of women, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of men are just like grown children, Black men, because we ain't had no daddies. We haven't had anybody to teach us how to be men, and we're out here learning how to do it on our own. You know what I'm saying? But overall, the problem always stems back to the Black woman, because she's the one who chose to have a baby without a Black man. And we had to learn how to be men without the help of a man.
Yeah, I got a
question. Do business. Hold on a second. Has any of you guys ever had a computer virus?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What do you do to get rid of a virus?
Scrap the hardware, or replace the software.
Yeah, replace the software.
You get rid of the virus, right? So, at what point do us men say, fuck the virus, what we grew up with? Yeah, we grew up under these bad conditions. But now we men, we choose for ourselves. At what point do we take that responsibility?
They're struggling with doing that because Nas spoke on this. On his album Stillmatic, he had a song called Your Second Childhood, Living Your Second Childhood. That's what's going on. And it's been done to Black men spiritually through magic, honestly. My mother was an Eastern Star. She praised the moon and became a Black pastor. So I know this matriarchal aspect.
Man, I say 25. Once you're 25 years old, man, that'll be at
25. 25.
Okay, the single mother stuff. Look, because society, as you grow, get older as a man, it's in your natural state to adapt. And you see society is closing in. Okay, I gotta provide some value. I gotta produce. At by 25, I think that should kick in. Okay, I gotta be productive. I think after that, you can't use a single mother excuse. That's why
I think you're being a little generous.
That's where you need your development.
I think it should be 18.
That's where your development needs
you have to ask yourself that first question at 18. Who am I? That's the first question you have to ask yourself. And then at 30 something, you have to ask yourself, what have I done? Then you get you get 55 or 60. Why am I still here? We can't get the first question answered. That's why we're falling back. Of who am I? At 18, that question is asked to yourself.
Yeah, I agree with you, brother, because other cultures have like something called like a rite of passage. Like the Jews, they have the the bar mitzvah or whatever, and they pass a business down to the kid. And as Black men, we really don't have too many like rites of passage unless you're talking about going to prison. Yeah, exactly. Going to prison.
Gang banging is the nigga version of the rite of passage.
Right.
Exactly. Here in California, a lot of dudes, they get initiated at 15. A lot of dudes in their sophomore year in high school, they in that crossroads. Do I go to school? Do I gang bang? Or do I focus on...
No. Gang bang is not the right. No. Wait. I gotta address that. Because gang bang is not the right passage. Let me address it. Gang banging is not the rite of passage into the Black community, to Black manhood. It's the rite of passage into the matriarchy.
Exactly.
That's what gives the matriarchy.
I agree. 100.
There's a difference. And now there's a woman. I hate to bring the panel.
These the same niggas couch surfing.
There's a pro-Black woman in the chat right now. Earlier, she said what I said about Arabs would be insulting to our ancestors. Right now, she is going on a tirade about all the negative things she thinks about Black men. Look at her comments. Notice how even pro-Black women who claim to be pro-Black and claim to care about the ancestors are so quick to turn on Black men and say all the negative things they think about us below the surface. That pro-Black shit is a facade. Don't let them trick you.
I agree. I'm not saying that it's right. It's just the reality. It's just the way how the things usually go in most dudes' aspects. They either go to school, gang banging, or trying to hustle up some money legitimately.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah. But I got you. Let me read the super chat. We'll go to you real quick. Shout out to Cornelius. He said, so if you get your money right, that means you're trying to be a white man. I'm not a downtrodden brother. Appreciate the Cornelius. Yeah, apparently we're trying to be white, man. That's crazy. Shout out to Lieutenant Unknown. He said, also black women and black men have been slowly segregating themselves. Black men starting to go outside their race. Here's the thing. It has been a segregation. Black men are starting to either be single, pump and dump, or go outside the race. While on the other end, black women are just saying, okay, fuck it, we're just gonna fuck with the hood dudes. We're just gonna fuck with the low level dudes. That's what's really going on. It is segregation. The black men who are starting to get some sense are either pumping and dumping or going to other races, and while the black women who are still left there are literally usually a lot of times fucking with the lower tier black men. We can see that in the numbers with the single motherhood race. They are literally generally having sex with more of the lower tier black men. It is segregation going on.
We really,
but you know what?
Gotta have like a black.
Hold on, but let go, Mr. Let Go, and then we'll go to Salute and do business. What you about to say, Mr. Let Go?
I just wanted to say this. We always we have to make sure that we separate the source and the responsibility. Because some people were saying like, yo, we can't blame black women, da 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 da. It's not about blaming, it's about the source. Like if your car won't crank, it's important for you to find the source of it. You don't blame what's wrong with your car. You know what I'm saying? You just have to find out what wire is burnt or what is dead so you can actually take care of it. Because when you don't understand the actual source of the problem is going to continue coming. I'm sure you guys have driven a car where sometimes your car cut on and sometimes your car won't. And you're like, yo, what in the world is going on? Until you find out what that is, you're going to continue to have the same problem. So I just wanted to say that because I never want anybody thinking I'm blaming black women or black women. No, we just have to look at.
Oh no, we definitely give them their equal blame. Okay, we can't blame them. Okay, they have fucked a lot of shit up. All right, I have make no bones about it. They do get the blame for a lot of shit. I just think black men are also for our part, but no, you good.
Don't come in with that disclaimer shit. They're quick to blame us. There's blame to go around.
No. We blame the hoes over here, man. They fucked us up.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
We're men.
Let me say something real quick. Yeah, like it's interesting. It's interesting in the youth of a black man. A lot of us spend our time trying to avoid getting the system, and yet when we get grown, we get back into the system, but we just get in the form of child support or a marriage. And look, marriage in its correct concept where men have full legal authority and rulership, that would be great. That would be great. We just don't have that. And so now, you notice how women are always pushing marriage, and women, for the most part, are the ones who, there are guys who want children, but women really push that because they get the incentive to have leverage to control us. It's like we're always avoiding.
Good point. Hold on, you just killed. He said we spend our whole time growing up trying to avoid the system, only to sign up for the system when we get grown. Oh, damn, that's facts, man. That's a good point right there.
Yeah, because it's like, look, we got to be real. Marriage wasn't supposed to be tied into the government and all this other crap. You married to the government, and the woman is the one that's being played as a pawn. She wants this illusion of power, just so it's really to sabotage the whole society. But she's high on her high horse because she likes to, like Archer said, she likes to be in authority over a black man. She wants to compete with us. They're trying to replace us in their minds.
Hulk, you made a point earlier that you didn't get to elaborate on. I don't want you to skip over, so I want you to explain this more. You said advocating for fathers in the household is in essence advocating for patriarchy. Please elaborate on that.
Yeah, it's like that's what like to me that's what patriarchy is. It's like just having a father in a rulership position, and it's like women just don't want us to be around. They want us to be in the background. They want us to be the engine in the car that they want to drive, but they don't want us to be around. It's like a lot of women are happy being raised with women that's raised with single mothers are miserable, but they don't blame their mother. They always blame their father.
Let me clean this up for you one time. Women don't like responsibility, and they always have a reason why they're not responsible. That's simple. Brothers, have a good day. It's Sunday football starting for G.
Woohoo!
Stay on your purpose.
Guys, appreciate you. Speaking of that, shout out to Gary, man, with the super chat too. He said, thanks for having me on the panel. Big up all the brothers that are men, lead your own path. Do you forget the rest? Big up, man. I really appreciate you, Gary. Always showing love for coming through. My bad. Who you still go ahead, man. Finish up.
Hey, I just want to say this one thing. Remember that if like who was a Ramel Hill? What was her name on ESPN? They got fired for saying page. Yeah, Ramel Hill, whatever her name was. Remember, she would turn around and say black men don't want to fight against the patriarchy, and then turn around and say black men need to enter that. Black men need to raise their children. That's a contradiction.
Exactly.
Black women, if you are against the patriarchy, you are 100% against black men not being in the home. If you're for if you're for the patriarchy, you want black men in the home. Don't contradict yourself. And this is where you got to learn one thing about black women. They use all these buzzwords, but they really don't know the definitions of the words. And that's why this is the reason why black women need to get out of leadership. They need to put on their burqa, go in the corner, and shut up.
Can I say something?
Well, that's just female talk. See, females, that's the way they think. They whenever you get with a female, or especially in a relationship, or even just by them giving comments on us, they always expect us to do the unthinkable. That's just how they think. And it's unfortunate because some of these chicks be in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, and all the way up, you know what I'm saying? Because they expect you to be Superman. They don't live in reality sometimes, and it's very unfortunate. It really is.
All right, go ahead, Citizen Lou. What you about to say?
I was gonna say the Archer's point. Jamil Hill actually comes from a patriarchal household. Like that's what's so crazy about a lot of these pro-blacks and shit like that.
I said it don't matter what the father, what kind of one of y'all clicking, Mike is clicking a lot, but yeah, it don't matter what they come up from because a lot of them come from good fathers. Don't matter if the culture get a hold of them. But go ahead, my bad. Yeah,
they're the most Americanized. Don't matter what their house was. They absorbed the American way of thinking and the feminist way of thinking.
I go ahead, Citizen Lou.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, like right now we're in a cultural war. That's what I was gonna say. I think we need it should be a cultural civil war, and I think we're seeing it now. Right now, I think black men we're on our way to do a lot of good things. I think all we need now is our own media, our own type of, different platform that we can control, and that they can't use Shade Room and all these other shits to tear us down and shit like that. That's really what I wanted to say. It's a cultural war.
Yeah, well,
but you know what though, Ramil?
Hold on.
We still have a
What you about to say, Mr. Lego? You about to say something?
I was talking about how source and the responsibility of the women are the source, but the responsibility of the men. The bottom line is, because I gotta look at this as being, okay, how do we fix this? I kind of disagree with y'all. The problem is black boys don't have fathers, black girls don't have fathers, so they grow up to have this feminist mindset because we are hurt. And what we do when we are hurt as little young people and as we grow up is we compensate for the hurt, and we either fight, or be angry at somebody, blame somebody or whatever, or we actually just pull away from the person that we feel that can hurt us again. So the bottom line is, black families, you guys don't necessarily believe in marriage, and that's cool, but if black men were to be in the household or to predominantly raise their child without the woman, either way, but that will hurt the child also, because the child needs their mother regardless of what. So if a man,
they only need their mother for they only need their mother for the first few years when they need to suck some titties. After that, they don't. The stats has been out. Single fathers raise way better children.
I was about to address that. No, let me address that right quick. Because
let Mr. Lego finish.
I'm never gonna let this slide.
Hold on, but let Mr. Lego finish. What you trying to say? Go ahead.
No. I'm not saying that a man cannot. A man would do like my ex-wife. I told her, I didn't want to be with her no more. I would have did better raising my daughters myself, but it would have been with her help. So I'm just saying we can't just exclude the woman like she doesn't do anything.
Funny how they can exclude
Well, you
us.
know what?
Though. It's funny how they can
Let me tell you
exclude.
what I had to
Funny
do.
how they can
Let me
always
tell you what I had to
exclude
do.
us out the picture. When it's oh, you can date. But when you say the
child
same thing,
needs both parents though.
then how?
Both parents.
Okay,
but you
hold
said
on.
Let me get it.
Hold on. But majority of black people are being raised by single mothers. Nobody's saying, hey, you need both parents on that end. No, it's just automatically assumed she can do it. So you don't need both. You don't need both because they're gonna reach 18 regardless. All they gotta do is survive. They gotta just survive. Okay, they don't need, according to, because if when on their side, once again, the majority of black children are being raised by single mothers. Nobody on their end. Oh, you need both parents. No, so I'm saying nobody needs to be saying that on this end when they say that just the father can do it. Because I think black fathers need just the same chance as these single black mothers have gotten over the past many decades. No, I don't think they need both of them. I think a mother is overvalued when it comes to the child. She doesn't teach them nothing. She only teaches them how to whine and complain and not work for what you want to get. I just think they're not necessary for the rearing of the next generation. That I don't understand. But I'll let Mr. Let go respond to that. Then we go to Archer and everybody else.
Here's the thing. I disagree with you on that. Like, look at a computer. You have what you see on the screen, but there's another side of a computer. It's the coding, right? And I'm not trying to say I'm an expert because I'm not, but I studied neurology. I didn't go to school for it, but I spent a lot of time learning about neurology and the human brain. And from 0 to 7, a child watches everything just like a recorder. And then after 7, they actually put what they learn in action. And then they start, being involved with everything and having their own ideas or whatever. But it's paramount for a child to have an understanding of a woman's role and an understanding of a man's role. It never, I don't want to say should, because I don't really like saying people should do this, should do that. But a child needs both parents so they can have a good understanding of what a man and a father looks like, and what a woman.
I mean, that's true. Can I get in, Ramil?
That's for wishful thinking, though. But in today's society, in today's society, it's not going down like that. In today's society,
let me jump in here because y'all said something.
It's not going down, bro.
No, we can't let fly.
It's not going down.
We can't
as a collective.
We can't continue to say this as black men because it's outdated, and I know it's off topic, but the time of black men not being in the household, or a majority of black kids not having their father around, that's over. Yes, most of these women are still single, but even single black men who have children under the age of 13, like black men who's had children since 2000 are the most involved parents. So what we're seeing from the women in their 30s and 40s and all these stupid chicks that's old and middle-aged and, out the game, we're seeing the results of when black men weren't allowed to be in the household. But we can't let that be the narrative going to the future, because young black men, black fathers of today, who are still involved in their who are still have kids that are young, are doing the best job as fathers. I'm just not gonna let that slide. I just want to throw that in there. So yeah, I just want to throw that in there.
Not all of us, because not all black men.
Wait. Oh, what percentage then? Because we played this game yesterday. What percentage of black men?
No.
We're not gonna play it today. We already put up the stats. We already saw it.
I ain't trying to debate with the brother. I was just trying to say that what the other brother was saying, as far as like we need families and stuff. Listen, bro, I had to make my baby mama take care of my daughter. I had in the early stages, I had to make her do this shit because she thought that I was just gonna do it all by myself. So I was,
but you just proved my point.
I straight up snapped on her, dog.
I
was talking to the other brother. I was talking to the other brother that that was saying that these women, some of these our black women, you got to pretty much hold. I ain't gonna say hold the bitch now, but you got to carry this bitch.
No, you got to.
With a lot of other. You got to supervise this bitch the whole time. With other races of women, I don't have to do that. They just already know what to do.
Every time a black woman says, "Where are the fathers?" she's admitting that she can't do a good job parenting without a man's supervision. That is an admission of failure.
Right. And let me elaborate on that.
Needs black men supervisor.
And let me elaborate on that real quick, because I had a thought. It's kind of like a psych job. You know why Jamil Hill and a lot of these women are sitting there talking about they hate the patriarchy, and they're trying to use the we're trying to be like white people, because it's like a a bait and switch or psychology, reverse psychology or something. What they're really
That's
saying
exactly what it is.
they prefer what
Spiritual.
they're saying is they prefer white patriarchy because they get authority without responsibility versus under black male rulership, they would have to fulfill their role. And they don't want to do that. They want to stay under the government of the white man. It gives them free incentives to get these free jobs because they women and they black and they just get these high earning jobs that they're unqualified for. Like I saw an article where they're lowering the standard of women being in something just to let women get into fields. And I'm like, that's crazy. But see, women, they want this cheat like society for them where they can cry, I'm a woman and I'm black, and they can get eventually just go into a job that they're not qualified for, and that a lot of women are gloating about how much money they're making, and they're not even qualified. They just got into some kind of form of government program, affirmative action, where they just, they want more women in fields. They're riding the feminist wave, and they want to keep that going because women will get this inflated ego, like we're finally doing it, even though it's false. It's an illusion. They're not doing it. The government is kind of ushering these women in these positions in the majority. I'm not talking about all, but in the majority, a lot of women are only in these useless kind of jobs to pay a lot is because it's part of a government program.
Paper pushing jobs. And first of all, black women on average don't make more
that's
than
equal
black
opportunity,
men.
man.
That's
No
bullshit.
discrimination.
Black women don't make more than black men. They don't work. Most of them don't even work 40 hours. You see,
Well, I'm not talking about like that. I'm talking about there are some women, like when you look at especially government jobs, and I'm not talking about making more than black men. I'm just saying a lot of women do have this
HR too,
inflation.
Spirit. Don't forget HR.
Yeah, those kind of jobs. They a lot of black women are taking these kind of jobs. Even if you look at the black mayors that are kind of taking over the cities in the country. A lot of these jobs, this is an agenda to put these black women in this job, to push this racial, we need black women, black girl magic, because a lot of these women, they're getting together, they're doing these magazine covers, black girl magic and all this foolishness, and it's part of this agenda to say the women, to play women as a victim, and then they can come out with this triumphant, we finally made it crap, and it's just a bait and switch deception.
Yeah, and the cities with black female leadership are doing the worst.
Exactly. They're not really doing anything. They're just there as a figurehead because they're being used.
All right, let me just super chat. Shout out to South HQ. Said the world's looking like a mixed future during this second quarantine. I'm going to give me a fully covered up exotic looking Arabian for Christmas. I can cover my gift. Shout out to South HQ. Yeah, a lot of brothers. Hey man, I can't really stop it right now. A lot of brothers are saying F this. I'm not even going to deal with these. A lot of you brothers are stepping out. It is what it is. Man, shout out to all the brothers out here, man. They ain't putting up with it. Shout out to know what you about to say, Mr. Lego. What's going on, bro? What you about to say? You about to say something?
No, I'm just saying, like, I what's the solution? That's all I'm saying. Because
I'm glad you asked. No. There is a solution. Not when I give it, people be thinking I'm crazy. First of all, I think black men who are successful or on the way to being successful should be focused on building economy and building infrastructure with the money, reinvesting, starting more businesses. We should take a break from dealing with these females like that, as far as legally getting involved with them, and even to a large degree, take a break from even the procreation aspect for a few years because we're behind in society. So in order to focus on to get to the next level, we got to be really focused. First of all, be strategic, just like every other group of men had to do on their way up to power, which is going to involve everything else taking the back burner, women included, while we focus on 100% competition, so we can get in our proper place amongst the human family tree instead of being at the bottom. All right, exactly. But it's hard to do that when we have most of our wealth, which I believe a lot of our wealth as black men is tied up within these women who are literally taking that same money and not doing anything productive with it, when men are supposed to be using this money to reinvest, especially in America, and to build. We should be the industries that we work for. We should be trying to learn how these companies work and then penetrate the industry for ourselves. We should be taking what we're learning, going to work for these people every day, and literally starting our own industry, being titans of our own industries. That's the solution I'm talking about. So yes, if you want to call it being more like the white man. If that's called being more like the white man, okay, cool. But I'm just saying that's why I'm at with it. But yeah,
but see, I want to see that as a collective. See, that's a great idea, Ramil, and a lot of brothers have been talking about that over the years. But that's the only thing that we need to be doing. We're supposed to be seeing black businesses all over the place in America, black communities, black neighborhoods, black this, black that. We're supposed to be doing everything on our own, but it's not gonna happen. You see what I'm saying? But I like that shit though, bro. That's what's up.
But does that answer your question, Mr. Nick? That's my perspective. How I see it. What would you say to that?
I actually 100% agree. I believe settling down, having kids, getting married, all that happens later once you found your purpose. Because a man who has not found his purpose is not going to be a good father, a good husband, a good just a good citizen. Because when a man hasn't found his purpose, most likely he's still in his feelings. He's too insecure out in this world to be able to handle adversity without the purpose, because every time you see adversity, you're going to turn into a victim, like, oh man, and it's going to come from the fact that you don't have purpose in life. So the first thing is important for a man to do is to find his purpose and go at it, like you said, like it's like
be a warrior about it.
Shit, you gotta burn that shit. You gotta forge that shit into your brain and go after your purpose and leave these goddamn women alone. So I 100% agree with you, but I do believe in black families and marriage and all that. But that has to be later. We have to work on getting our shit together so we can catch the fuck up.
Yeah, we have to build a culture in the society where the families can stay intact and men can have rulership.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Appreciate you coming.
Yeah. Just real quick on the family aspect, because I saw a lot of y'all was getting a little angry when the brother was talking about how important the family structure is, and you can't ignore that, because if you look at prior to segregation,
nobody got angry, brother.
No, nobody got angry, bro.
Okay, but if you look prior
that's not
to
going to happen as a collective.
But brother, just think about this. Prior to segregation, were black folks talking about feminism, patriarchy, and things of that nature? No, they were unified. And if you look at our statistics, the black men were in the home. So the black men were actually raising their daughters of how, a patriarchal rule is supposed to be. When we see these simp fathers, my belief is, since so many of our people are raised by single mothers, these simp fathers who become fathers, they're instilling that single black woman independent mentality into their daughters. And that's the problem. I think we should, as black men, really focus on restoring the family by having men as a majority raise their children. I think that's the only way that we can put our bias into that.
Why are they not raising their children?
Having a family is not for everybody. Everybody don't need to do that.
Why do you think?
I can tell you that. Okay, I can tell you that if you are a young boy who's been raised by your mother and you've seen your mother do everything and you've never seen your father around, that can influence you to say, well, shit, I'm gonna go out and have some kids, and shoot, shit, if my mama raised me alone, then why should I intervene? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking a lot of black men have that issue where they just don't feel the need to raise their children because they see women in their life do it all the time, bro.
Brother, there are plenty of children.
Just gonna lead
Hold on. There are plenty of children right now. There are plenty of children and no families, and that's what procreation does. Without a culture, without a society where men have rulership and patriarchy, you're gonna have a whole bunch of children and women, because the women have legal power to sabotage.
Yo, let me address this brother, because I actually know this brother on Facebook. I've been following him for like 5 years now. That's incorrect. Black men are the ones who actually want to be in the household. Most of them are more hopeless romantics than the women are, and more traditional than our current group of women are. We have the only group of women that literally call their men sperm donors. When you have a cultural word in your community called a sperm donor, that says a lot about the perception of men's role in the household. And when you have another cultural norm of that most black marriages end in divorce, and the fact that 80% of the divorces in the black community are initiated by women, and on top of that, the fact that if you ask any black woman who even hasn't been married, ask her in this way, why did you break up with your baby daddy? She will tell you exactly why keyword is she, broke up with him.
And I agree with you, brother.
We have to reset the legal system. We have to reset the legal system.
I agree with that, but I'm just saying, prior to segregation, we didn't have these gender problems, and that's mostly because black men were in the home.
We didn't have the government assistance. We didn't have government assistance.
Hold on, back then it wasn't back then it was a whole different environment. We talking about. Hold on, bro. Your background. Hold on, bro.
Women didn't have the legal power to leave the men. That's
Yeah,
what
It was pre-welfare. Of course, they didn't have
it was a whole
welfare.
other environment back then.
Nah, back in the day, we didn't have no choice but to stay together.
Yeah,
it was
Black-
real back then.
Black women never wanted to be under black men's leadership. So once they got the first legal opportunity to leave and still survive, they took that. So it's not about black men having to change our psyche or change, because black men have always been a black men's version of pro-blackness is different than a black woman's version of pro-blackness. Black women's version of pro-blackness is really pro-black female, while black men's vision of pro-blackness is pro-black family. Now,
female pro-black is government plus female.
Yeah, when black women got the opportunity to leave their men and the government law changed, you can look at the exact dates of when the laws changed versus when divorce rates went up, out of wedlock births went up, out of the amount of the time that contraceptions even entered the realm of our society also correlates with the time where there was more single mothers and more kids born out of wedlock, because women got more promiscuous, whatever. They got more sluttish. Big words not working right now. They got more sluttish because the accountability for their slutty behavior got taken away with the birth controls. So you can look at the laws and the new inventions that mankind came up with and watch how that correlates with the behaviors of women and how that changes their behavior. Women are subject to the environment. Once the environment changes, so do they. Men, we have the power and the strength to oppose the environment. Women don't.
Just real quick, brother, for the black men out there who have kids and they just don't raise them. How do we get that? Because the thing is, what I want to see, bro, is I do want to see black men being respected more, like real talk. Because I think a lot of our women are talking really greasy, really publicly, and we're just setting it straight. I mean, we're just allowing that to happen.
Bro, that is a small percentage of men who are doing that, and they keep fucking them. You can't do nothing about that. They keep fucking them, but that's a small. According to the numbers, that's a small percentage of men who say, "I'm gonna get this bitch pregnant and just walk away without any sort of." Your background, I don't know what's going on with your background, brother. But
we have more women talking about getting pregnant and leaving. The women have no problem with leaving. That's not talking about that problem.
So, bro, that's a small percentage of men who do that. Black men who do that. We gotta. The numbers have been put out on this. The stats have been put out on this. So we gotta stop listening to these hoes when talk about that. They are choosing that one nigga.
The same reason abortion is out of control.
They're choosing to leave the family. The men aren't choosing. Black men, the fact that they're the ones breaking up with their baby daddies, and they have millions of excuses for why they did it, but it's their decision. You can't leave him and then turn around and say he abandoned you when you're the one who left the relationship. That doesn't.
But you know why that's happening though, right? A lot of dudes. Well, listen, man. Sometimes the female get tired too. You see what I'm saying? But you got to have your stuff together. A lot of these dudes don't have their stuff together when they be getting these chicks pregnant.
Get tired.
Explain stuff together.
I'm saying a lot of times dudes don't be having their stuff together. So
No. These women choose. No, females choose. Female choose bums. Females choose bums.
Okay, let me address this. Hold on. Because let's break down how much money the average American makes. 46% of Americans make less than $30,000 a year. 72% of Americans make less than $50,000 a year. So you're telling me that because a brother does not make a lot of money, which most Americans, regardless of race, don't make, the woman has a right to leave him. But other races,
that's not what I'm saying. I feel you though. Now what I'm saying is like you just need that. Brothers just need to start having like the basic stuff, like having a place,
business,
a car.
Bro,
let me say something.
If a lot of brothers come to the situation with that,
you are right.
That'll calm a lot of stuff down with these
females. Hold on. You guys are right.
You
guys are right. These guys that dealing with who have run away, they are bums. But at the end of the day, one, that's this minority percentage, and two, they are choosing. They're choosing a nigga who don't have a car in a place. There's plenty of black men who do got their own shit. Mm-hmm. So if they gonna make that decision, you can't do nothing about that. So,
but let me add to this. The reason they won't choose a responsible man who can have authority because they don't want him to have authority. They want somebody they can control.
Exactly.
They're not going to choose the man who got his stuff together.
Vanille, but could you correlate this? Why do white women choose men who are, you know what I'm saying, got
Mike.
this shit together. Okay.
Hey, bro.
Dark Vader. Listen, Dark Vader.
Mike
Have
had
you got your mic?
to do a
This
one-on-one
Mike
with
can't
DJ
do
I
it.
Dilla.
changed it up. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
He came with that.
Ramil, check this out, bro. Why do you think white women or Mexican women don't have this problem as far as choosing men, but black women have this issue? You know what I'm saying? It's like what the
black
brother.
women are more enticed and hypnotized by the me. Well, go ahead, go ahead, bro.
No. Because what I'm saying is that they don't have a father absentee problem, bro. And I think that we assume, and look, I'm not making excuses for black women because I don't, bro. Like anyone follows me, I get on them hard, bro. But how can we expect black women to understand what type of man to choose when she has no man or no example?
Well, they know what type of man
to
to stick them around.
Hold on. Let me clean this up. Let me clean this up, bro. Let me clean this up.
Hold on. They know exactly what man to choose to be the stepdaddy. They all
what did he say, Ramil?
And black men are the biggest stepfathers in the world.
Hold on, man. Let me see chat real quick. Shout out to Good Man. He said, I agree with the man saying black men have some fault in this. We men got responsibility in raising some of these strong, independent daughters, even happens in Africa. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to South HQ. What's going on again? He said, Quickens way, fam. Don't do the race stuff, but I can say what I seen. Remember WCW and WWF. Remember Kevin Nash and Scott Reiner with the dress code. They learned it from the brothers. Okay, appreciate you. And also shout out to this nigga South HQ super chatted the argument. It's cool. Okay, shout out to Good Man. He said, "We the freest black men in America till date. We could choose to have a community with or without women. That's I do 100% agree. You can have any group of women you want for your own community. But what I'm saying is that they choose those types of guys they want to deal with. I'm not mad at them. Let them do what they do. But y'all give them too much. Y'all giving them an out. Because like I said, they know how to choose the good step. They know how to choose a man when it comes to being that stepdaddy. They know which nigga to go to for that. The stable motherfucker, the goddamn. As soon as they all ran through, the body's all out of shape, and they got stretch marks and rolls, and they.
Yeah, that's what these guys don't understand. These women are strategically choosing. They're strategically choosing these dudes. They matter of fact, being a hoe is having multiple dudes. You can have the provider, and you can have the dude you like. Both at the same time. We lack culture. These women are not even trying. They're not even trying. No, man. No. It's the system. Hold on. The system.
Wait.
The system is allowing these women to get away with this whole culture because no matter what decision they make, the government is going to clean up and take care of them. And that's the.
Can I jump in for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Somebody said it's survival, and I totally agree. When going back to just the upbringing side, it starts from not having a father. We were talking about men not having a father and not understanding their purpose and things like that, and just being out here. What about a young woman that doesn't have a father? You know, a lot of our mothers didn't have fathers. When you don't have a father, you don't understand what the role is of a father or of a man. And it goes back to what I said earlier. You don't understand what men are supposed to do. So when you see, as a young girl or whatever, her siblings, her brothers, they can go outside and play and do whatever. But the sister, the daughter, she has to cook. She has to clean. She has to find her mama's remote control. She has to be in the house with her mama mad because she ain't got no man. And she gets to the point where she's just like, yo, I hate it here. I want to get out. And then she sees on TV or hears about at school, like when you turn a certain age, you can move across the street to these projects and you only have to pay $35 or whatever. And all you need is a baby. And you got a whole bunch of fatherless boys running around trying to fuck everything, walking with no condom. She's like, ooh, I can easily find one of these dumbass niggas to impregnate me and I can get outside of my mama house. It's a survival thing. She's just literally trying to survive and she doesn't have an understanding of what a man's role is in the first place. But so all she does is like, all right, I'm gonna get one of these niggas to give me a baby.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the issue with that. There's a cycle. There's a repetitive. Here's the thing.
I can literally create somebody to give me the love that I never got from my mother or my father, because my
But here's the
mother
thing.
doesn't necessarily love me. She just is raising me. You know how a
But here's
woman
the
raises
thing.
the daughter.
Especially when a dude got
There's
millions
a
of dollars, them
cycle,
hoes
but
finna go
hold on.
crazy.
But I feel what y'all saying, but there's a cycle of failure that's being repeated. There are women who have 9 failures. That might be cool for the first time. But when you repeat the cycle of failure and you see your parents fail, you continue to keep this generational cycle of failure. How do you make women actually value procreating with a man that will produce this kind of structure? How do you make them value that man?
She doesn't understand a man's role. I need y'all to understand that.
But that's the government. Hold up, but that's the government's issue. The government has replaced the man by giving the women the out to not need him.
Show a woman, regardless of where, what a man's role is, and it goes.
Bruh, women. We tell. Hold up. We tell. I feel what you're saying, but we tell women what the role is, and they reject it. We prove it, and they reject it.
They're not telling them nothing.
It's not okay. Look,
man's role. Showing them.
Okay, let me tackle this right quick, because it has nothing to do with the men not being in the house. We act as if other groups of people never had situations where men weren't around and they were still able to raise functional children. We have people all around the world who lost millions of men due to war, due to famine, due to all kinds of reasons. You have men in other societies who their fathers are truckers all over the road all the time. But only in Black America do we need the man to sit in the house like he's the housewife all day just to have the perception that we're going to have functional kids out of that situation. The problem is not that there's no man. The problem is that culturally, as a people, we do not value men. And this is what you get where
but you can solve all of that by having that paper, though.
There's a lot of
you can solve all of that. That's how you deal with women. You gotta. I'm telling you, you give a woman some money, she'll be submissive.
Well, no, Archer is 100%. No, Archer's 100% right.
I'm
Because
telling you.
No, Archer is 100% right.
She gonna act right.
Hold on.
If you're taking care of her and doing stuff, she gonna act right.
No,
You tell her
she's
do
not.
what she
No,
gonna
Look at athletes and entertainers.
What Archer just said was right, because
women,
other groups of men do not have to fucking sit around. They got work to do. They got to make money. All right, but it's understood that they're in control and they're not there all the fucking time. It is a perception that, oh, you're not in the house. No, I ain't got time to sit in the house with your ass.
And we just saw that with what's his name? What's the basketball player? Dwight Howard yesterday, when you played the video of his son, where in order Black men our community have this idea of fatherhood that has been created by our women, that we have not had an input on what a good father is. Whenever you hear what a good father is, it's always Black women telling you what is a good father. Black women think they have the right to determine what is a good or bad father. No, that is not your position to determine that. You look like, if a man has a child and he wants to go work on an oil rig for 6 months to bring $100,000 into the house, Black women will be the first one to call him a deadbeat. Well, you might be making money, but it ain't always about money. Bitch, yes, it is. It's about whatever I say it's about at the time and what I say the family needs. And this is the problem. And
that's what I'm saying. That's just a woman thing, man. You know,
okay,
yeah,
but we buy into it so much by saying that they need fathers. No, we gotta stop letting it. No,
man, I don't even listen to them hoes when they be talking. I done heard that shit so much, man.
You're telling me if I have a woman,
but it's to the point where now men are listening to these hoes. I got niggas like Ebro.
Man, I don't even listen to my baby mama when she be talking. I be like, for real.
So you're telling me if I have a child with a Black woman and I die for any reason, that child's fucked over? That's what you're telling me, because that woman at all times throughout 1 to 18, she needs me there to supervise her. Otherwise, without me, she can't raise a functioning child.
Yes. That's when you need to start talking to your woman. That's what I'm saying. You got to talk to the. But listen, man, we're talking about Black women. Sometimes you got to really just, if you're in a situation like that, but then some brothers just get tired. They be like, you know what?
Hold on, let me tell y'all something. Society, it was society's job. Society keeps a structure that allows men to do it, like Archer said, what they want to do. Society has removed that structure.
Not what they want, what they need to do.
Exactly. So now we have. So now, hold on. I let y'all talk. Let me talk for a second. So now we have men and women equal, arguing back and forth, and the women are incentivized not to listen to the man because they know the legal system benefits them. It doesn't matter. Like people don't understand how are the men being weak? How are the fathers not being here? Because women can choose whatever they want and then live off the government. So it doesn't matter. Like it's the cycle is never going to be broken as long as women can sit there and say, I don't have to choose a decent man because the government will clean up. As long that doesn't exist in any Shahara law society, or the Jewish people ain't living off of Section 8 like this and all these other cultures they're working. This is only in this country where the women say, I don't have to choose right because I got the government.
But the bottom line, it always goes back to everything y'all said. It all goes back to one particular thing. Women do not have an understanding of man's role. If a woman had an understanding of a man's role, she'll go get a man that can play that role.
Hold on, bro. They did have an understanding of the role prior to the civil rights movement. They did have an understanding of a man's role, and it's when the civil rights movement came and hijacked by the feminist movement did they not care about it anymore. These women ain't stupid. They know exactly what they're doing.
Islam doing a good job.
They know exactly.
They got them women in
That's
check.
going to be solved by changing the culture and changing the environment. That's not going to be solved by having a whole bunch of cucks sit in the house all day with their children. It's a cultural and environment problem.
Raising your kids, knowing the same shit in the house. And bro, how many black women with fathers, active fathers living with them, are having multiple kids out of wedlock? Living at home with their fathers. You don't know many because their fathers is putting their authority on them. So it does go back to the family. You cannot ignore that. Me growing up as a young black man with my father,
it's a whole lot of females bro, with their dad still having. Hold on.
That's not true because.
Do you have the numbers on that? Because I can tell you right now, it don't matter if they got a father in the house or not. A lot of these females are becoming single mothers who grew up with fathers. People who here can attest to that. So what's the number?
The culture and the environment incentivizes it.
Huh?
So what's the stats?
Multiple kids with the father in the home. Kids with the father.
Yeah, I know fathers in here. They has a situation. They gave their daughters everything. Put them in a stable household. They got a piece of that culture. It's over with. They became single mothers. Yes.
Let's be real, God. Men have accountability. When men don't raise their kids, society punishes them. Men can go to jail. They can get their money taken away from them. Their checks garnished. Men are getting punished. Women are not getting punished for being irresponsible. Men can do their. When men don't fulfill their end of the bargain, they get punished. When women don't fulfill their end of the bargain, they get rewarded. As long as society exists like that, it's not going to work.
And then on top of that, they cannot fulfill their end. And they know women.
Look, somebody gonna pay, man. Like,
you're not going to control free will. You're not going to control free will. You're not going to control free will. People have free will. You can tell. You know what? Hold on.
She gonna do what she gotta do.
Do business. Listen, bro.
She gonna do what she gotta
do. Do business. Listen, a woman can know what the right thing is and still care not to do it. She can care not to do it even when she know what the right thing is. You can't control that. You can't legislate that, bro. When they have no accountability or being punished for when they do something that they know is wrong.
And speaking of that, real quick,
she can't be punished in that way, though. She got to commit a crime to be punished. She can't be punished in that way.
Shout out to Sean Scott for the super chat. Appreciate you. And shout out to Fantastic. She said, Rev Runner Angela Simmons. I mean, yeah, man, we got a whole bunch of situations. That don't mean nothing. I mean, they're gonna do what she can't be,
bro. When society stopped punishing women, that's what women lost it. In other cultures, women get punished. Hold on. When you know what women do when they mess up in other cultures, they get exiled.
I'm saying she can't be punished for hustling a man out of his money. There's no way she could be punished for that unless she did it illegally.
No, hold on. But she's allowed to. Hold on.
If she uses a dude to get pregnant or get rich by, get pregnant by a rich nigga, all this crazy shit they be saying. Hey, she just hustling. She's
using legislation to do that. Hold on. If she's getting pregnant and getting a state sanctioned marriage, she's using legislation to hustle the dude.
Right. And you can't blame the men if there's a common rolling theme of black women
wanting
to get pregnant. Let me finish. There's a common rolling theme.
If she has an opportunity to get money from you, she's going to take advantage of it.
I understand that. But when there's a common theme in our community of black women taking opportunities to use children to exploit money from men, you cannot then turn around and say men are just bad fathers when you just said women are just getting pregnant because a man has a lot of money.
That's
not the women. That's not the man. That's the women.
But the man is still busting into her, though.
Okay.
Statistics are that men are actually.
But women are the
what
problem.
You think she gonna do if she can get some money? She gonna get it.
We understand that.
This lack of men holding women accountable. This lack of men holding women accountable is disgusting, man.
Be held accountable. Yeah, bro. What don't you understand?
Hold on. Listen. Do business. We're talking about society. Do you buy a woman a house when she has a baby with a drug dealer? And no, the government
There's nothing
does.
society can do about that, my brother. That's what I'm saying.
Bro, oh my God.
It's
Oh
nothing.
my! Hey, look, man, Ramil,
It's not a
you talk to this
society
dude.
problem.
So you
That's
came
an
up here just
individual
to tell
problem.
us there's nothing we can do.
Nah, she hustling. She gonna get. I'm telling you.
So
if
has
a woman
hustling
Hold on.
black
she can
women?
get
I'm a
anything
living,
from you, no matter what it is, she gonna
I'm
get
a
it.
living example of what to do when the system is wrong. I don't procreate in it, and I don't get married in it. Period. That's what I'm doing for me. Until the system, hold on.
That's good.
Until the system, until
So
the
you can't
system
relate
changes.
then. You can't relate. So you're not going through the.
Yeah,
that's
you're
what I'm
right.
saying. You're not in this.
Why would I want to
you're not in
relate
this
to a woman?
situation.
Why
I'm
would I
telling
want?
you.
Why would I want to relate to a woman hustling me? Why would I want to relate to that?
Nah, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. But if you was in the situation or if you was going through it, you'll understand.
Hey,
Why would I want to go through it? Why would I want to go through it? Why would I want to go
You
through
don't
it?
need to go through it. I'm just saying if you was. I got
Business,
you, my
what
brother.
percentage of women do you think are hustling like
Hold
that?
on, Rico. No. Hold. What you about to say, Mr. Let Go? What you about to say?
Can anybody tell me what a personal responsibility is? Because if you bust in a woman and now she's ruining your life, you ruin your own damn life. You chose.
That's why you don't do it. That's why I don't do it. That's why I don't do it. Period. That's why I don't do it.
Can I explain this? Can I please explain this?
But y'all are still coming in these goddamn.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it.
First of all, nobody said that.
Oh, she finna get paid.
Look, any man who wants to come inside of a woman and have a baby or get married, y'all need to be out here fighting this damn legal system. Until y'all get out here and start fighting this damn legal system, y'all need to do what I do.
But here goes the problem. Here goes the greater problem right here. Because if we don't, you can't say after the fact, after these men learn what women are, after they've had the children with the kids, and say, "Oh, well, that was your fault." When before that, you were saying women do nothing wrong. So basically, you're telling young boys that everything that's happened in the black community is men who have been fucking up problems. So you get young boys thinking, as long as I don't do nothing wrong, I'm gonna be okay. They go get a bitch pregnant, thinking that he's the only one that can fuck him, and boom, boy, is he in for a fucking surprise.
And
then
you
you're
just
like,
have to
well, he should have never
understand the
got her.
consequences.
Okay,
That's what it's all about.
Doing.
Understand the consequences.
But listen,
Right,
that's what we're
before
doing.
the
We're
legal-
explaining to men, especially black men, who are the most pussified group of men when it comes to thinking that these women are fucked up. And it's not really the men doing much wrong. It's the women. So you got to be careful. But when we have brothers coming here and saying, no, the women ain't doing nothing wrong. You niggas just fucked up by getting her pregnant.
Like the women are doing something. But it's what I'm saying is,
before the civil rights movement,
if
before
a woman
the civil
has
rights
no
movement,
skills, what you think she gonna do? She ain't got
before
no
the
skills,
civil rights,
bro.
hold
What you
on,
think
look,
she gonna
before
do?
before the civil rights movement, it worked out. People had intact families when they had more adversity. Why is that possible? It's possible because the law didn't in favor women.
Listen, man.
That's a
All I'm
fact.
trying
Hold
to
up.
tell
Refute
you,
what I just said.
women,
Refute what I just said.
They gonna
Refute what I just said.
And yeah, I heard you. I got you.
But refute it, because if you refute it, then you don't have, like, that's the only way you have an argument.
Black
If you can
women are
refute,
the only ones that don't think keeping their family together is the best option as far as hustle goes. They're the only ones that think breaking the family up is a better hustle.
Yeah, but if you was a real hustler, hold on.
Well, every
If you was a
situation
real,
ain't perfect,
if they ain't
I
hustling,
feel that.
they hustling backwards. If they was hustling, they would be going after the.
Now I'm just saying, if she knows she can get something from you, or if they got ways of getting something from, I'm telling you, it's
Well, they're
listen,
bad.
But
bad
that's the worst hustle.
They
That's
gonna
the
get it.
worst hustle ever. And shout out to Doug, man, in the building. He said, I want to suggest a male feminist argument for you to get on the panel. Shout out to Doug, man. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Ty City, man. He said, whatever happens after you touch a woman is your fault. And like I said, here's the thing about men do. Here's the thing. No, you should not be trying to get a woman pregnant or putting yourself in a position where that can happen. But at the end of the day, reproductive rights, having sex and having a baby are two different. They're not the same. All right, they're not the same act. All right, having sex and having a baby legally are two separate things. So
that's even with the marriage thing. Even women hustle marriage.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that men don't have a choice whether as far as a child's gonna be born or not. All right, the only thing they can stop, you're right, they should be preventative maintenance. It's best to just keep your nut in your dick unless you're ready to take that next step.
Thank you.
Especially if you ain't got no paper, especially you don't know if that bitch what she on. As far as,
a lot of dudes ain't using condoms like how we use condoms, bro.
But stupidity can't be legislated,
bro.
But what I'm saying
is the problem.
6 kids, bro. You understand?
Stupidity is the problem.
Hold on, do business. But do business. How many children do you have out of wedlock? Do business?
No, I would just
no. Okay.
No, I got one. I said my cousin, he got 6. That's what I'm trying to tell you. A lot of dudes ain't doing that.
So
they
what?
busting. You understand what I'm saying?
No,
They
and
busting up them
once
chicks.
again, it's a small percentage. I don't know how many times we guys go through this. It's only a small percentage of black men living a totally reckless lifestyle like that. Literally, we've proven this many different times.
Right. He has
most
all
black men are the highest condoms users, period.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, black men, most of us are single and childless. So we got to quit with this narrative that majority of black men is out here just busting like crazy. It's just not true.
He knows all these black men in his personal life, and all he can point to is his one cousin. But yes, he says most. You see
it's
that?
Not most. It's not. It's a small minority of black men who live this type of lifestyle. This is based on the numbers. We got to start changing this narrative.
As long as we keep that narrative alive, it allows women to justifiably and have people automatically believe them when they say the guy did something wrong to them. When women lie about how the family is broken up or what happened in the relationship, they automatically have credibility because we're keeping this negative narrative, this negative trope about black men alive that hasn't been true since the 1970s. But yet black men in the future, black men who have women today, who have women pregnant right now and never even... Man, I had a nephew, since we want to go to family members, I have a nephew whose girl right now is 9 months pregnant. But when she was like 4 months pregnant, the bitch was calling him a deadbeat father. How is he a deadbeat father and the kid ain't even here yet? Black men don't even get an opportunity. Black men don't even get an opportunity to be fathers before they have to deal with that narrative.
That's just female talk, man.
Exactly.
Don't even listen to that.
But that's the point. We don't.
It's like,
okay, we know that. But
when you in a relationship with a woman and she pregnant, bro, it's like
that's black female talk. That's black American.
Listen,
because it has credibility. Because it has credibility.
It don't matter. Women just
America.
they just hard to deal with, especially when they pregnant. And then, like I said, and then after the child come, like I said, if you ain't got your shit together, I'm telling you, dog, shit is finna go haywire.
Even if you do got it together, though, it doesn't matter. If she don't want to fuck with you, if you got a new man, whatever. Look, we got to look. They are.
Or she gonna leave, or she gonna leave you and go get a new. Yeah, that's right.
They're doing
what they're gonna do.
That has nothing to do. Hold on. Dude, what I'm saying is that has nothing to do with how good of the man is, because they will leave the good man, don't matter, and deal with. I mean, it don't matter how much you have your shit together. They don't want to fuck you. They don't want to fuck you. They got nothing to do with the man.
Right. You're trying to.
That's why. Real quick, I'm saying this is a whole nother look. This is why I say they got their own issues. Black men got our own issues. That shit with the woman, how they want to choose the worst niggas, that's their problem. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
I'm dropping off.
That shit. I ain't got no time to talk to them about how they could be choosing, but they should know this. But that's their problem as women. I ain't got nothing to do with that. So if they gonna keep doing that, let them do that. But that ain't got nothing to do with you as a man. How good of I don't care for how good of a man you are, what the resources, educated, whatever the case. If they want to move on at the expense of that child, they're gonna do it. So that's their problem. I don't know what the fuck they're going on with that, but they ain't got nothing to do with me.
Do business. I have a question for you. You say you have a cousin who has 6 baby mamas, right?
I don't know if he got 6 baby mamas. He got 6 kids.
6 kids, but how many women? You know how many
babies? I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, let me ask. Do you think another woman is willing to get pregnant by him?
Sure.
Then why? Have you ever asked yourself why these women will get pregnant by men with 6 kids already?
Because you know, he's
Bro, let's be real, bro.
Like you know why the real case. Let me tell y'all the real reason.
Because they don't value family as much.
No, that's not. That's true. Hold on, Archer. That's true. Here's the real answer, though. Here's the real answer why they do that. Not only do they not value family, but they perceive as a nigga with multiple kids, he must be fucking. That means if other woman that went to all the way with his baby, and they wouldn't let him nut of her, that means he must have some good dick. You know what I mean? So that's what they thinking.
So is that a problem with the men or the problem with the way the women?
Exactly. That's their problem.
If you have a group of women,
nah. See, I know him. See, I know what he be doing. I know why he do that.
Well, you don't know why the women do it. Why would the women do? You say
I know why he doing that.
But why are the women still fucking him?
And I'm sure he knows better. But I know why he doing that. I know why he doing that.
But we don't talk about the women. If a woman comes up to me and says my baby daddy ain't shit, and he got 4 of the girls pregnant, and I was number 3, and I'm like, bitch, then why did you have the 3rd one if you saw he wasn't shit with the first 2? Like, how did you get a pass for that?
Because the females are living. No.
Some dudes know.
No, nigga, they're living at a primal level.
So women can't just control themselves. Men just have all the power. Women have no accountability.
They are living at a primal level. They live at a primal level.
Society was never supposed to give women agency. Listen clear. Society was never supposed to give women the power they have. Let's agree on that.
Fact.
That's a hard fact.
Real quick, let me get you, Mr. Fantastic. What's going on, Fantastic? What's up? What up?
Yo, man, what's going on with you, bro?
Cool, another day, man.
What's going on,
Hey, yeah,
Fantastic?
man, we gonna have to do a motherfucking sympathism on motherfucking do business, man. This nigga done changed lately, man. What's going on with you, brother?
You ain't
What's
the
going on with you,
same.
brother? What's going on, man? What's the problem, man? You good, brother?
I was just keeping it real.
This
You
nigga,
got to
nah,
hold
nigga,
men
you in
accountable
love or
too. It ain't
something,
always
nigga.
on the
Nigga, you in
female.
love or something, nigga. Again, we all about male accountability over here. But anyway, man, listen. The whole shit about, man, fuck this Ebro nigga, man. I'm bro, like you said, man. This the back to the original topic. Listen, bro. They these niggas are literally the slave catchers, bro, of modern day times. Black women, these motherfucking talking head ass mixed niggas and everybody else. Because I told you, bro, they are paid by these motherfucking democratic people, bro. These motherfuckers are puppets. And they are here to keep your ass on the fucking democratic plantation, bro.
Yep.
So like I said, you know what happens whenever you start doing this, bro, that means black men are moving in the right direction, bro. I'm telling you. And not only we moving in the right direction, we are actually starting to motherfucking achieve power. All right, the people that are in power, the worst thing they could ever have you do is have to compete with somebody else or a group of people that achieve power. Man, like I said, the best example of this is the smallest groups of people, bro, in this country. Like Ramil said, people, Asian people, they not even like the original motherfuckers here, but they make the most money out of everybody else. Then you know you got people from Israel, how they run shit, and so on and so forth. So you think they want to be able to have to compete with a whole bunch of niggas that are business and super competitive when it comes to finances and economies? Fuck no, they want to keep you niggas in the dark and they want to keep you just motherfucking thinking like women and being satisfied with the government giving you shit. You feel me? So
Hey,
man, from my bad. Go ahead.
no, bro. I was just gonna
Hold
piggyback
on.
off
Wait,
what
wait,
you
wait.
said, bro. If we talk about women
Go
like
ahead.
Jamel Hill, man. Jamel Hill's ugly, bro. And what some fat black women have to understand is the reason why your ass is having man problems and niggas is not really taking you seriously is because your ass is fat and ugly. So of course Jamel Hill is going to be one of the prime candidates to jump on Twitter and
Nah, I don't
bash
know about
black
that.
women. You know what I'm saying, bro? But I
She
mean,
ain't
bro,
that
just look
ugly.
at her, bro. Like, who
Do
is taking
business, all
Jamel
right,
Hill
bro.
seriously as a man, bro? Seriously.
All right. Was that all you had, Fantastic? Oh, he on
Yeah,
mute.
man. Yeah, for now, this I ain't gonna even get into the woman aspect of this shit, man. Dude
Yeah,
Business got the power of 10,000 simps right now, man. This nigga's
yeah.
undefeated lately, man. I can't do it today. I can't do it today, man.
He got he must have got some good $500. Somebody wants to put on because look, but anyway, with that being said, look, I've been on this joint 3 hours. I'm about to get up out of here, because like I said, at the end of the day, everybody, Fantastic's right. At the end of the day, if people are getting on our case about moving towards this direction, obviously we must be doing something right. If people are saying that we're trying to be white men because we want more power and try to make more money and more control, then obviously what we're doing is right, and that's the direction we should steady move towards. That's the direction I've been moving towards, and then I've been called on ever since I came on YouTube. Motherfuckers was calling me white supremacy because I've been talking about power and gaining more. So I already know what it is. So, but you guys don't let it get to you. We go to some closing thoughts, man. Before we get up out of here, I want to appreciate everybody. If you're new to the channel right now, make sure you like make sure you subscribe if you're new. Also hit the like right now. And then also Spiritual Logic, who was the guest today. Make sure you guys subscribe to him. We go to some closing thoughts. Citizen Lou, you got some closing thoughts, man?
Yeah, real quick. Shout out to the panel. Hey, I just want to say, man, look, they doing this shit because black men are becoming a free thinking unit, and if we move that way accordingly, we'll have a whole bunch of power coming into this next 10 years. So we're going to like a crazy ass recession, and we're gonna have to stick together, and we're gonna have to all be moving on one accord because all this black card shit, that black card is about to be maxed the fuck out. So we're gonna have to start working together. All right, man, y'all be easy, man.
Thanks a lot. Mr. Let Go, you got any closing thoughts, man?
Yeah, the number one thing to me, in any conversation I'm in, is about personal responsibility. Whether I'm talking to women or I'm talking to men, my whole thought process is how can I or how can we change the narrative? Fuck women and the government. What can we do? So I'm always going to be on that. So like, how can we be better? And Ramil, you gave a great breakdown on how we can do that. I believe we have to let these women go for a while, focus on our purpose, and the only time we should be focusing on starting a family or even just fucking with no condom is once we found our purpose and we are like we're dug into the purpose and is bringing us fruits. Other than that, leave women alone until you found your purpose.
Or y'all could join the porn industry. But yeah, appreciate you, brother. Really do. Make sure you subscribe to Mr. Let Go as well, man. Appreciate you got a good show going on. And shout out to Vel from the Lane, said please do a show on the. I don't know what you're talking about, but we'll see. Thanks for coming through, brother. I do appreciate your input. You can put your channel in the chat as well. All right, do business. You got any closing thoughts?
Yeah, man. Yeah, like Fantastic was saying on the topic. Yeah, you're not white because you like to make money and be successful and act like you got some sense. You know what I'm saying? You're not white. That's some stupid shit, man. And I just hope that we move away from that one day. You know, act like we got some class and dignity. You know what I'm saying, as a people. And that's it.
I appreciate you. Archer, thanks for coming through, man. Got any closing thoughts?
Yes, I do. And I've been waiting all day to say this. Black men, if they're going to accuse you of trying to be white, then I say, why have low goals? Shoot for the motherfucking stars. Try to be Muslim. Sharia law all the way. Let's go off all in or nothing. All your chips to the table. You like don't have low goals. Sharia law, shoot for the stars. Let's really show these chicks what men can do if they want to know what men can do.
Nigga, come on now, god damn.
All right, cool. Appreciate you. All right, Zulu, man. I see you came in. You just waiting silently over there, man. Your opening gonna be a close, man. What's your take, man? Go ahead, man. Appreciate you.
Well, no, I'm just gonna add, man. I just let everybody rock, man. You know, shit. That's all that was. But basically, what you said, economics. You know, competing in the market, infrastructure, doing all those things independently. You know, that is pretty much like the major portion of it. The second part is you're gonna have to be cold-hearted patriarchal. Like, I don't think these dudes understand patriarchy. In patriarchy, we're not trying to understand why a woman does what. If she don't follow rules, she can get the hell on. Period. You know, and leave her in the dust. And like, I know niggas want to get their dick wet or whatever, like, but you're gonna have to find alternatives as far as other women of other cultures, because the BW is another thing that these dudes don't understand. The BW in this country is the ultimate traitor. Like, y'all might want to check out Green Gorilla, man, because he breaks down, as you did once before, Ramil, when you talked about how black women declared themselves a separate political group. We've repeated this many times on this panel, which is fucking insanity. You know, how can a woman that looks like you declare herself a separate group from you and children within that group? It's fucking retarded. You know, and y'all don't understand what this woman in this country is as far as the BW. Like, all American women are damn near fucked up, but the BW is the worst of it. They exhibit the worst of what this culture has to offer, and you do not understand how traitorous she is. So you have to be cold-hearted patriarchal. Like, bitch, if you do not follow my lead and my rules, me being a man that is productive, you know, and of good quality and character, if you don't want to follow my rules and my lead, you are outcast and you can't come back. And that's that on that, man. I don't setting her up here making excuses for women and taking up for women and lightweight simping and shit like that, like because of they don't have a father in the home and because they're trying, man, fuck them bitches. Man, niggas is crazy, dog. Them bitches don't give a fuck about you. They trying to use you and get over. And you still holding on to some type of hope for them, man, I'm gonna leave them in the dust. That's what I'm gonna do. You know, and ain't gonna care nothing about none of them. You know,
True indeed. Appreciate you, Zulu, man. Make sure appreciate you coming through, man. And as always, man, you know, you definitely bring that hardcore perspective. Thanks a lot. All right, let me get to Tariq. You got your close thoughts, Tariq? Appreciate you coming through.
Yeah, bro. Just 2 seconds on the last, brother. Trying to analyze the problems, not simping. You know what I'm saying? That's just ridiculous, because black men also try to analyze the problem with the black political voting. And we know we analyze it by calling out these feminists, liberals, and all that. So analyzing a problem is not simping. We cannot. We need to break out of that mentality. We can still hold women accountable, which I do, and figure out what's the cause. Now, anyways, back to the main topic at hand, bro. black men need to keep talking, bro. I love that black men are talking. Like, I've never seen black men congregate, come together in their own groups and come up with agendas and solutions for their community. And we need to ignore these black liberal men and women who are attacking us. Don't even talk to them. If you want to vote for Trump or you come up with a business solution for the black community, don't talk to your haters. Don't go to your enemy and explain why. Just give them a fucking middle finger, like, fuck you, because you over here attacking me and you're not even allowing me to rock. So fuck you. I don't owe you no damn explanation. And that's all I got to say, man.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate you coming through. It's fantastic. Got any closing thoughts, bro? Thanks for coming through.
Hey man, I appreciate you as always, bro. Y'all niggas get ready. Still taking our bets. Up until November 3rd. If y'all think anything's different, what you seen, if you paying any attention to the political scene, bro, this is going to be a fucking red wave, bro. I told y'all niggas, Fantastic was right. I haven't been wrong yet. Make sure y'all check out my last regular video where I told y'all niggas way back a year ago that Kamala Harris is gonna be the motherfucking vice presidential candidate and all the other shit, the way this shit was gonna go, man. So again, man, hey, I'm gonna start charging consultation for psychic readings, nigga. Hey, fuck it. You know what I mean? I ain't been wrong yet. So shout out to Ramil, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for coming through, man. As always, man. Shout out to Fantastic. And the special guest of the day, shout out to Spiritual. Make sure y'all subscribe to him. You got any closing thoughts, man?
Yeah, just real quick. You know, man, we said it all. We started off this stream talking about why patriarchy is rejected, because they don't want a situation where they have to be accountable and have to fit a role. So men are starting to wake up slowly, but they're starting to wake up and starting to create situations where they can't be manipulated as much, and then they're avoiding the system. Because like I said, look, I get family is important, but the current legal system is not going to support a nuclear family. It's not. And we have the evidence and the stats to prove it. So because patriarchy, think about it. Why patriarchy is family. So what they're saying is that the women hate family. That's what they're basically saying. They don't want a family. They just want to be hoes. It's either patriarchy or hoes. It's not no middle ground. And we got to understand, why is it like this? It wasn't like this prior to the civil rights movement. Why? Because society was created that women needed to function right. They're not going to do it emotionally, so they have to have societal and cultural consequences and punishment for not doing it. It's otherwise, that's why patriarchy establishes that. So the reason that these women are like, the patriarchy is oppressive and everything, because they don't want the structure that men bring. This is a rebellion against masculinity, manhood, and fatherhood. They like having the government liberating them to be hoes and having no accountability or responsibility for the children out here that they're responsible for, since they don't want to be under male rulership. It's just that simple, man. And look, I'm the man of personal responsibility, just like Ramil and Mr. Fantastic. We've been saying this. I've been saying personal responsibility when people say, no, it's government policy. I've been saying personal responsibility all day. But when we talk about patriarchy, that's a family structure. And family structure has been destroyed because of the laws. That's why it didn't exist prior to the civil rights movement. So that's all I'm going to say, bro. It was a good stream. Thanks for having me up. Respect to everybody on the panel. Like I said, I enjoyed the talk. Men can talk. We can share ideas and be respectful. That's what's up.
I appreciate you. Thanks a lot for coming through, man. Shout out to Spiritual Logic. Make sure you guys subscribe to him as well. We're gonna get up out of here today, man. Really do appreciate you guys. It was a great stream. So check this out, man. Before I get up out of here, I want you guys to do me a favor. If you're interested in more of, if you're interested in health and diet and things like that, you guys know I'll be on my plant-based stuff. So if you're interested in that, I got another channel, Ramil Herbs and Health channel. I want you guys to subscribe to that if you're interested in learning more about that. I really push for black men to think. I really believe that the plant-based diet is the best for the black man, not only with the data, but so if you're interested in stuff like that, go subscribe to this channel right here, the Ramil Herbs and Health channel. I put that link in the chat right there. Also, so aside from subscribing to that channel and subscribing to Spiritual Logic's channel, Spiritual Logic's link should be in there as well. Who's on Instagram, man? If y'all on Instagram, need to fuck with me on Instagram, man. If you're on Instagram, make sure y'all follow me on Instagram. I'm about to put the IG link right here in the chat, man. If you're on Instagram, follow me on IG. All right, follow me on IG. All right. Let's put this joint in there. All right, make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, man. And with that being said, look, I want to appreciate you guys for coming through today, man. It was definitely a real introspective. We're getting blamed for trying to be white because we want to be successful. Shit is crazy to me, but it is what it is, man. That's just that's what comes with the territory. Don't let them get to you. Keep making that money. Keep making as much money as possible. Growing your business, get the best position at these jobs. Just become more powerful in your immediate surroundings and get your piece of the world. All right, go out there and let everybody else get their piece of the world, but you get your piece of the world too. All right, become as powerful as you can as a man. That's what men are supposed to be. We're supposed to be free. We're supposed to be sovereign to the best of our ability while respecting other people's sovereignty. So don't let anybody shame you because you want more out of life and you don't want to be nobody's servant. All right, so shout out to all the productive black men out there doing your thing. Really do appreciate y'all coming through. Y'all stay safe out there, stay productive. Also, I forgot to shout out for there's a couple of cash apps. My bad. Let me shout these cash apps before I get up out of here real quick. Shout out to the it was two of them real quick. Let me shout you guys out before I get out of here. Shout out to shout out to Eric for the cash app. It said $5 for being a good stream. Thanks you. And shout out to Damani for the $5 cash app. I do appreciate you, man. So for the cost of success. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks for everybody coming through. I seen Ike was in here earlier. Shout out to Ike as well in the building. So yes, you guys follow me on Instagram. Like I said, the Ramil Earth channel. Those links are in there. Spirituals channel. Follow, hit all those links, man. Appreciate you guys again. Y'all be safe. Zulu says he's going live in the field. Okay, y'all go slide on Zulu. Zulu said he's going live in. All right, so Zulu said he's going live. So shout out to him. Y'all go over and slide on him, man. Shout out to Ike. Ike said, shout out to Ike, man, the builder. All right, y'all be safe out there, man. I'm out.